Well, I just put it up, and now we're recording too.
Okay.
I heard that.
I see. Yep, I see the start window, the start graphic, and change the topic here. I need to log in as bit by bit.
Okay, that's cool. Bit by bit, starting soon.
By bit, logged in. Yada yada. Bit.
Catching a fish. Oh, someone Meaty Sauce 26 is already stopping by to say what up.
Episode
Nice.
2. Big Block Bonanza.
Okay.
Okay. All right, I'm tweeting this shit.
TB/Uncle Muscles. Cool. Bit by bit.
Spam the rooms.
Oh yeah, spam the rooms. Spam the rooms. Big Block Bonanza. Oh, I could do this on my computer. I always forget I have Twitter on my computer. Episode 2.
Okay, spam is out.
Okay, I'm pinning that to my profile. I'm gonna like my own comment because that's always important. Oh, I forgot to put you in the list. Oh shit, that would have been a good idea.
A Reddit post too.
Oh yeah, very good. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do a Steam It post. Are you on Steam It?
No. I mean, yeah. I have an account at some point, but I haven't used it since the first week or whatever.
That's the best. Are you on Steam It? No. Steam It. You know what? I said a bunch of coins I think should fork last night when we were talking with Dante. I think Steam It's one of them. I'd like to. I want to add Steam It to my portfolio of winning. I feel like that's.
Are we live?
We are live. We can talk Bitcoin now. We can talk everything.
Are you streaming the game yet?
The game. I still have the starting soon thing, but this is okay. People know what's up.
Okay.
I can put the game
yeah,
on.
As far as forking Steam It, that's pretty much the guy who made it. What he does, he just iterates his last shitcoin that he makes. I forget why. Dan Larimer, right? He's the one who makes that. He did Dash before, didn't he? I don't remember. Maybe I'm confusing the guys.
Dash is crazy.
And now he's doing like EOS or something, and it's just an iteration. Like I don't know. Like he just makes his little like shitcoin communities and then bails.
Oh, did he leave?
Hey, where'd the game go?
I didn't. Oh, is it gone or something?
Maybe we were too inactive.
The game. Oh, disconnected from server. Whatever. It's okay. I think you're on my server thing, so you can just join that whenever.
Yeah, I'm rejoining now. Anyway, get the game streaming and let's begin.
Yeah, I guess so. I was gonna make a Steam It post. I actually kind of want to do that real quick.
Do people like actually live watch Steam It for news?
Honestly,
or do they just like find content to put there to monetize?
I think it's a little bit of both. It's a lot of Bitcoin centric people, and I put my Bitcoin stuff, or like I'll put my like live streams up there from time to time. I like interact with the community. I've had a lot of support from them. I think it's mostly them just shilling and like finding targets that like might help their community out. But like to be honest, they've been nice to me, so I'm not gonna differentiate. Like I have no reason to hate against them.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like Steam is pretty good about like trying to get original content. Like Fubar goes around and like cycles through like the shit that's just kind of getting posted there for no reason. Like a lot of people post there because like they can use it as a money making platform for whatever else bullshit they're trying to peddle. And like
right,
I
and they
get
try to
that.
police the bad actors,
No,
right?
I mean not really though. They're just trying to police people who are
Isn't that
just
what you meant by what Fubar does?
no.
Like to check for like
He just
stolen content or
he
whatever?
checks if like it's on Reddit and then somebody just copied it from Reddit and put it on Steam. It like they're trying to stay away from that. But like you can put your own original content on Reddit and Steam it. But they just don't want people like using Steam it as like this tool just to like make money when you're just copying and like you're just copyright infringement. Kind of, not really. You're plagiarizing.
Yeah. Oh shit! I got a monster going after me. What's going on?
Oh, is it nighttime already? Okay, let's start this. Oh. Whoa, I'm getting hit by something.
He
What
has
the fuck?
an arrow. Get out.
Kill that bitch.
He's strong.
I like spawned. He was immediately killing me. There you go. Hell yeah. Fuck that guy up. Fuck this guy up too.
Oh, so I get a weapon now? How do I change my weapon?
Ah, he fucked me up again. Fuck, what the fuck? This guy shoots behind him? Oh, dude, this
We'll
guy
use
is
double team his
overpowered. This is insane. Dude, he will not miss. This guy's an asshole, dude. Oh my god. Alright, yo, yeah, the zombies fuck you up, man. We have to create a house. So we need to take like the sand and like take these blocks and dig into the ground. Like the best thing to do. Whoa, what the fuck? I'm getting hit again.
How do I change my item or use my item?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dude,
okay.
we're getting shot from over here now. There's a zombie and a fucking this dude. No.
Will the chicken help us?
What? No. But once it becomes daylight, everything just like disappears. Like all the shit just catches on fire.
What's the glow in the background at the moon?
The sun, maybe? I don't know. Are your graphics not turned up?
Oh, is it like higher resolution? All I see is big blocky stuff.
Jesus Christ, this guy's an asshole.
All right. You distract him, I'll hit him.
Yeah, basically. All right, now you
So
got his
before
attention.
we went live,
You're hitting me.
I got into a little tweet conversation. Oh, I'm gonna die with Vitalik.
Vitalik?
That was interesting. Yeah, Vitalik, Butterin. I'm not sure.
Vitalik McButters.
Yeah.
So let's actually dig into the ground and we'll make a little house out of the dirt.
Okay, how do I dig?
Just
I just punch
scratch
the
the ground, yeah.
This is a lot of work. Oh, it's turbo. Okay.
Are you getting shot again?
No, it's daylight.
Well, that's what I
Who's that
thought.
in the water over there?
That's a zombie, but those zombies should die.
Huh. Yeah, so I was talking to Vitalik, and we were talking about, his endorsement and respect for Bitcoin Cash.
They're all pumping it hard. Like I don't know what the big
Yeah.
deal is, but like it makes sense. Like they're just trying to create something for their mining.
He got into kind of what we got into, which was, whether or not the Bitcoin name is like a crown that you win if you become the blockchain that's the most used or highest market cap. I'm not really sure what their qualification is, but they seem to feel like it's like a title you can win, and they want to like take it. But like I talked about with you, how the hell are we supposed to tell two things apart if we keep changing the names of them?
Well, that's what he did. He tricked the entire community, but he did it. He did, in fact, he was able to succeed at what we're talking about. Like, whether or not I think it's correct, he did, in fact, do that. And I don't even know why we didn't even consider that at first, because, like, that's kind of like the obvious answer. Like, Ethereum is Ethereum 2.
Right, exactly. And Ethereum Classic is the original Ethereum.
Yeah.
It might not be anymore. It may have forked or something else since then. I don't remember.
Yeah, it could have, yeah.
It's just funny that, it worked for him, but I would think that he would be smart enough to at least understand what really happened, and that it happened because of him. Like it happened because all these people lost so much money in the DAO, and they just had a consensus for just a hive mind of just calling the new thing Ethereum.
Yes.
It makes sense because they're centralized. Like they had the power to just call the brand whatever they want to call it. Like you made an example in your podcast about Coca-Cola changing the type of sugar to corn syrup and such, but still calling it Coca-Cola, and that's because they had control of the brand, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. See,
if
he
they
has
didn't
control
have
over the brand.
control, the community would call the original one Coca-Cola, probably, or they'd have a new name for each distinction. Like, people need to be able to differentiate these things. I don't understand what the need is for a crown. People think it's Bitcoin maximalism, right? Like, oh, Bitcoin is the one and only true coin, and that's why nothing else can be Bitcoin. But it's a little bit more logical than that to me.
I agree about that. Yeah, and it's, you know what? I think when you're at face value, most people don't really even consider that even matters, because most people don't understand like the blockchain or like the protocol or like the difference between like the data and like the you know, like the blockchain, whatever. Like the what would happen right now with everybody? What if everybody on every node, right, every active node, deleted their blockchain?
If there was no more copies of the blockchain, then
It would
wouldn't exist
restart.
anymore.
Well, no, but then
that's the only way Bitcoin will die is if somebody deletes the copy of, you know.
But so that's why I guess that's we were trying to get at a way that you could actually keep Bitcoin and not have the same database. I mean, if theoretically, right, you could keep the exact same Bitcoin code, but if everybody deleted their database at the same time, wouldn't the new database still use the same code?
I think it's still Bitcoin. I don't know. Like, you're getting very hairy, right? Like,
That is yeah.
You're saying like
no, I think it is still Bitcoin.
delete
Yeah.
the history that everybody values most, and then start from scratch.
I don't know if it's possible.
I'm if it were the same code. Well, yeah, I guess it would be, right? I mean, there's no other Bitcoin.
Yeah, I'm not getting as far as to saying like, well, is that still Bitcoin, or like could you even fork it? I don't even know if that's possible. Like, is that even a possible scenario where you can make it?
I don't think it's possible. I mean, I think that even if Bitcoin, like, quote unquote, dies, like either through something else becoming more popular or getting attacked or whatever, there's still going to be people that archive that blockchain forever.
Let's make this the ground floor right here, like where this dirt start or these hard rocks start. Like, you can't dig through this. We'll make this our ground floor, and we'll make our house around this. I'm just trying to make like a rectangular area.
Destroying big blocks.
Yeah, I kind of forgot how good this game is.
But yeah, we had a crazy Bitcoin cash pump, and you know, there's like a lot of good stories about how like the Korean exchange involved that had the most volume, like, froze for a long time right at the top of the price pump. And there are like stories like about how people lost all kinds
You
of
can
money.
leave those. That's fine, because we can't dig further than that anyway right now. So we're gonna have to fill those in anyhow with more dirt.
Oh, it needs to be level.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah.
I assumed like I couldn't get any further down, but I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, we just don't have the tools to do it. And to be honest, I don't even remember how to do any of that stuff. So it's gonna be a learning experience.
And so when it's nighttime and we have a house, what do we do? Just sit in it till
we can craft stuff. I think I don't even really remember everything. Oh, we can. This is sandstone down here. You can actually dig through that. And that's gravel. Oh, we actually dig through all this stuff. But yeah, I guess, I mean, I hate to just like make it simple like this, but I guess it really does prove the fact that, like, you know, if the core developers decide that they want to fork the chain, if there's enough people to like keep the other chain like active, then maybe that'll still remain Bitcoin. But still, like, as we see with Ethereum Classic, like, that's not Ethereum. Like, Ethereum Classic is just Ethereum Classic. And I guess that's what I think they saw that. Like, when you have like Roger Ver and like Craig Wright and all these people, they notice that, like, look, you actually can do exactly what people learned a lot from Ethereum, man. People took like.
Well, they learned a lot of good ways to manipulate.
To make money.
Too, you know, like, yeah, they can make money doing it. But people have to lose money for them to do it this way, and that's the shitty part.
Which is why I'm not sold on buying Bitcoin.
It doesn't just magically appear from value.
I agree, but I mean, like, I don't feel like it's really like, this is why I'm just like, you say like, well, what's better than Bitcoin? Like, I don't know if anything's better than Bitcoin, but I don't know if Bitcoin's all that great. But I'm not. I do think Bitcoin is good. Like, I'm not going to debate whether or not it has value or use. But I just think like the community controlling it and the way it is controlled, it is manipulated. Like Whether or not it's a Ponzi scheme or people are just too stupid to realize what's going on, like I don't know if that necessarily even matters. Like people are very vulnerable to this type of behavior, and that's why I have trouble just blindly saying, oh yeah, these guys are all trustworthy people. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's not that you should trust anybody. It's that right now the most trustworthy people seem to be related to Bitcoin and related to Core. And the least trustworthy people, and they keep exhibiting new behavior to believe it, seem to be the ones trying to compete, you know, like Ver and Falkbinge. And...
You can see your entire inventory with the letter E.
Yeah.
Which took me a
But
second.
I'm not sure how to use my inventory.
You can drag and drop it. So we have to make a crafting table. I'm just trying to make it so we have to like make a ceiling and stuff, so like zombies can't get in.
Right, but like I see, I can type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, and change my item.
I should get out.
And I have a block in my hand, but how do I actually use it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right click.
Ah. All right, now I'm building a house, huh?
Yeah, I'm just making a little staircase here. Yeah, and there's no like real physics to this whole thing. Like you can kind of just connect stuff. I think there just has to be like a ground. You can't just like randomly put a block in midair.
Yeah.
Although there's like mods that do let you do that.
So there is physics, is what you mean?
There's some like yeah. This game is. You've never played this game or seen it before?
No, I've never even watched anybody play it before.
So like we're playing in like one part of the game, but like there's like materials that you can dig really deep for that take you to like the nether realm. It's like there's it's pretty crazy. Like this game is actually kind of nuts.
Let me just check, make sure that we're streaming and everything is okay.
I think we're good.
Make sure no one's complaining. We have no viewers on Exotica.
Oh, that's good.
How's YouTube looking? Let's see.
Oh, there he is.
YouTube. We have some people in the chat. 18 watching.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, if people are talking in the chat, make sure you're following on that because I have a different chat that I'm monitoring.
Yeah, so someone in the chat says, Dan Larimer founded ProtoShares, then BitShares, then Steemit, now EOS. And I think when they looked at the EOS code, they even found like copy replaced it, you know, text and code.
Oh, yeah, it's he probably just took the exact same thing and then threw it into like a text editor, find and replace. Yeah. That's what I do.
So yeah, you know, we had this Bitcoin cash pump. People lost money. People made money. It looked pretty brutal, honestly.
So well, I guess here's the real question: does Bitcoin Cash really have longevity? Because everybody's arguing yes, it does, and I actually am kind of starting to agree with them.
Yeah, well, we talked about like how
because people are contesting that it can be used as an altcoin.
Any blockchain that has...
Wait, don't build it too high. We want to actually just build the ceiling in now so we don't die.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, like...
How do I make a ceiling?
You might want to, because we're actually... It's kind of like... Just connect it, how I'm doing it from in here. But I have no more, like, dirt or anything. And the thing is, because we're below ground, so, like, the zombies can actually come in and, like, just come right from the ceiling.
But what if the walls are too high?
Well, yeah, but they're not because we just dug into the ground.
Yeah.
But it's okay. This is actually pretty good, and
I'm not quite sure how to. Do I have to get on this?
Yeah, you have to build the ladder out if you need it. But we can actually just walk out through this front thing here. We just don't want to let zombies in our house. And then we can use this for cover. But our health's pretty good, so we can actually just go outside right now.
So we don't need to build the ceiling?
No, I mean, we do. It's just something that, like, we don't have to worry about immediately because There's not too much. Oh, there's a dude. Okay, we have to be careful because there's actually a zombie dude right outside our place, and the zombie guys blow up, and so they'll blow up our house.
I can't get out of my hole. I have to dig, huh?
Go through the front. I thought I just saw a zombie dude, but I guess not.
But I watched an interesting video with this Daniel Krowitz guy. I think he's with the Nakamoto Institute, and he was like debating this guy wearing a Chewbacca mask, calling himself JW Weatherman or something like that. And the Chewbacca guy had a very like formulaic process to how he wanted to debate him, and Daniel had like this very, very practical economic stance. And I was honestly more convinced by Daniel defending that Bitcoin forks are good than Weatherman's argument that they were evil. He put it in pretty good perspective. It's just simply as an investor, he wants options. And if he can have more options, that's more power for him. And you know, the kind of underlying point here is that when you fork a coin and and two coins exist, you automatically have stake in both. So it's like you don't even have to do anything and you get to participate in the experiment. But when you have an altcoin, you have to actually sell your Bitcoins to have exposure to the altcoin. There's like pros and cons to each way of doing it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to consider though, but like if you're really gonna like, someone has to support that value. Watch out, there's mad spiders here. So like, I would still like argue that Bitcoin Cash. Oh shit, I'm out of fucking. Oh, damn it! No. Oh, we're getting fucked up, dude. Like, okay, so yeah, you don't have to. Okay, so I think that's part of the forking benefit, but anybody who wants to get also involved in that fork does have to buy that coin and probably has to buy it from somebody that forked. Like, not many. There's probably the people that are mining it don't have it that quickly.
Ultimately will determine whether the fork lasts.
But it's the same thing.
People want to buy new coins.
But that's the same thing as like
speculate from the beginning, but you have to actually have the consumers for the coin for it to survive.
But I mean, it's not really any different from an altcoin then.
Well, it is because, you know, the con of, say, a fork, for example, would be...
It's just a pre-sale.
When you make a fork, everybody kind of already has like a proof of stake for who's going to have coins on the network. There are still new coins that are going to get printed, but, you know, you have to actually compete with everybody's liquidity that might want to sell that fork coin before your fork coin can even get off the ground. So, yeah, you get to, like, steal a little bit of branding, steal a little bit of, you know, shared attention by people who already have stake in it and whatever. But you also have to compete with them and convince them to hold that coin and not sell it. And then you have to convince new people to buy your new coins instead of the old.
It's the same. I still think it's the same. It's still an altcoin. Like, I think like the altcoin debate, the only difference is that you have to mine a separate blockchain. But I mean, that could be argued that, you know, mining a blockchain in the beginning.
The fork too, yeah.
Well, yeah, you still have to mine that also.
I still consider it an altcoin. I still consider altcoins forks as well.
But here's the thing. Can you really consider?
Properties.
I don't know. I'm starting to wonder though, because if all these coins are kind of dependent on Bitcoin, like forks and altcoins really aren't that different. And I'm wondering, like, this is kind of the debate we're having before. Is Dogecoin not Bitcoin? Like, are these things really that different from each other? Like, they only operate with Bitcoin. Like, the Bitcoin protocol is part of the Dogecoin process.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, like, in a way.
And it's like similar to like the Bitcoin Cash protocol is part of the Bitcoin process. Like, you're not going to ever have Bitcoin Cash protocol without
they're definitely not
a Bitcoin.
Like part of Bitcoin in any direct way, but they are definitely part of this shared ecosystem. You know, like most people to get Dogecoin probably used Bitcoins to buy them. You know, they didn't necessarily go buy them with cash. So there's definitely an ecosystem that relies on Bitcoin. And when the Bitcoin price moves, it affects, you know, a lot of altcoins, and a lot of them will either adjust to have the USD value maintained, but they're also measured in ratio against Bitcoin. So it's definitely all tied together, especially in the human sense, where everybody is indeed associating them in practice.
Yeah, I definitely think like there's a community involvement. Like they're relying on each other, and that's the thing. Like we all know that Doge is dependent on Bitcoin, but like Bitcoin is also kind of dependent on Doge. Like Doge, and this is the same argument for Bcash. Like Doge is easier; it's more accessible for like normal transactions for most people. There's
I
less
don't
of
know.
transactions
I mean,
cost.
I've
You
never
can
even
transfer
installed
less value with.
Doge.
Well, I mean, it's same with Litecoin it's like kind of the same shit. I mean, technically, Litecoin's gonna be easier for someone to get into, so it really doesn't matter if it's Doge or Litecoin. I'm just using Doge because that's probably the most stable of the shit coins, and that one's traded heavily.
Easier to get into?
Because if I have a small amount of money and I want to go trade on an exchange, I don't have to worry about the exchange rate. I'm just gonna get what I
just buy a small amount of Bitcoin.
But you can't buy small amounts of Bitcoin. Like
of course you can.
not when the transaction cost to actually get the Bitcoin is too high. Like I can't withdraw.
Yeah, I mean, right now,
like I can't withdraw like less than one millibit. You know what I mean? But if I want to, I can withdraw like 1 million Doge. So it's like you can withdraw smaller amounts off of exchanges with less of a fee.
In terms of units, because they're all proportionate to whatever pi.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's really about U.S. dollar value, right?
Well, no, so it's really about the it's about the fee. It's not about the value. It's about the fee. The reason why Bitcoin you can't withdraw a certain amount of Bitcoin from an exchange is because it costs too much for the exchange to let you take out small amounts. So what they do is make a limit. But the thing is that same limit doesn't exist for Doge. Like the fee to transfer Doge isn't that much. So that means you can take small amounts of Doge and transfer them without the worry.
How did you get them?
You mined it or whatever. I don't know. It's easier to mine Doge than it is Bitcoin, even with ASICs.
Easier or more profitable?
Okay, so but no, it's not. Doesn't necessarily. It's easier because of the difficulty. I can use. You don't need.
But it's not actually more difficult to mine. It's just that you'll get less of them mining. It's still easy, just as easy to mine.
I guess that's a good question. Like whether or not it's easier. Okay, so I'm saying like. I guess that's a good question. I guess in your argument.
I guess what I'm saying is I don't mind that.
If I'm going to do it that way, why not just buy an ASIC miner?
Sure, but I don't mind that altcoins attract new people, even if it's because of quote unquote bad reasons, like they missed the boat on
I do. I think that's a problem.
I don't know.
I think that's the problem.
Speculation is a huge part of all of this. I don't know that you can call it a bad thing. Obviously, there's a lot of liquidity out there of people that have too much money that want to speculate with it.
Well, let me get back to what you just said.
Because of inflation or something, I don't know.
Let me get back to what you just said, though, real quickly, because I think that's an important point. Because I guess to my argument, I'm saying that like a Litecoin miner is going to be easier for someone to get into. But that's not really the best argument, and maybe ASICs aren't the best thing, but Litecoin mining really isn't any easier than Bitcoin mining. I could just buy a Bitcoin miner, and then I wouldn't have to worry about transaction costs. But here's the other thing, and actually, no, this actually proves what I'm talking about. I'm not going to get a lot of Bitcoin from Bitcoin mining, and I'm also, unless I spend a lot of money initially, I'm not going to get a lot of Bitcoin that I could even transfer around. So like I'll have to mine for a very long time to even be able to withdraw my Bitcoin if I'm not keeping it in my own wallet. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if I want to, whereas if I'm mining with Litecoin or something like that,
this isn't entirely true though, right? I mean, if you, for example, you can use SegWit, and if you use a SegWit wallet and you mine your Bitcoins, you can use SegWit.
Well, okay, maybe, but as currently it is very true. Like most exchanges. Like the reason why they have the exchange rates, and this is a huge incentivization for altcoins, is because like they can basically hold your coin on their exchange, and because there's a limit, like you can't withdraw. Like it's probably the same thing with like Exotica. Like I can't withdraw like 1 Satoshi. It doesn't make any sense. But 1 Satoshi is 40 Bitcoin or 40 Dogecoin or whatever, 20 Dogecoin right now. You know what I mean? So it's like I can still. If I can exchange it, or if I want to just even act only in Dogecoin.
Yeah, I personally don't understand what the obsession is with like having more units.
It's not more units. It's that
Bitcoin is very divisible. I think it's in the end. This is really about the dollar amount of a transaction.
If Dogecoin went up, it wouldn't work the same thing. You want to have it so the market capital is small.
So it's a victim of its own success. Every blockchain, the more valuable it gets, the less useful it gets.
In comparison to Bitcoin, possibly, but not really though, because then the value, like people speculate on the value of it. Like you want shitty altcoins altcoins for like what I'm talking about. Like you want people to be able to take small amounts of money and be able to transfer them around without the repercussions of like you can't transfer small amounts of money with Bitcoin. And this is the scalability.
Why do they want to send this small?
Because this is like do you want it? I guess you is a weird thing, but when I'm saying you, I mean like what the fuck was that?
I don't know. It blew up when I killed it.
Like you really, I mean like people like Craig White and like anybody who's promoting the use of Bitcoin wants more people to transact value on the internet because eventually it's going to come in and out of Bitcoin, right? But you can't.
If it's tiny little amounts, it's not really going to matter.
But those tiny little amounts, they add up. So like maybe like my 40 Dogecoin doesn't mean anything, but if I take my 40 and someone else's 40 and somebody else's 40 and we're all trading it around, eventually someone's going to cash out that one Bitcoin.
Nah. Because it's still the problem is that
I mean this definitely happens.
Margin on microtransaction is micro. So like when you're doing a bunch of even if you do millions of small transactions, you're doing it for
what the fuck is going on
of a unit.
Oh, that's thunder.
Make, a small percentage on any profit on that. So it's like there's no value there. It's nice. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that there's not a lot of actual value.
Well, no, but
there.
It's all like they don't transfer your coins around on exchanges and whatnot. Like if I take your Dogecoin, it's still sitting in one wallet. I just put it in a database. So like they're not actually like. It's a very easy way for them to make money by having people buy shit coins and then transfer it into to Bitcoin or whatever. Like like exchanges want shit coins because Bitcoin isn't accessible to everybody, but they want all the exchanges want like an exchange. Like best business platform,
want whatever brings volume.
They want exactly
want to trade, and that's why they kept adding shitcoin because they kept seeing more and more volume on exchanges that did support them, and so there's a lot of demand for speculative instruments on the internet, and yeah, I think altcoins do help fill that, and that having only Bitcoin will never be the case because people want all these options, and people are going to keep trying and experimenting and scamming, etc.
Damn, that shit is terrifying, dude. What the fuck?
And we do get to learn a lot of stuff, though. You know, like, we got to see what happened with the DAO, with Ethereum. We got to see a centralized hard fork and a renaming. You know, we get to see the miners make their own coin and try to float it as if it's, like, better. You know, we get to see scammer behavior. It's all a lot of information to absorb and learning to experience.
I feel like you're enjoying this game.
I'm just kind of running in circles, hitting shit.
It's that type of game.
Like use more tools and stuff.
Well, so you want to craft a table. I'm just trying to make it so people can't break into our like
Why do I have
area.
a tooth? What do I do with a tooth?
You killed something.
It's a raw chicken. Do I eat it?
No, don't eat. You have to make a fire.
What about a flower? What do I do with a flower?
You can plant that and make more flowers.
Beautiful. I'm gonna start a garden by the sea. Okay. And what is this like pile of snot seeds?
Pick them up. Pick everything up.
Where do I plant seeds?
Oh, I think we're gonna get like a layer of grass that grows on this, which is gonna be kind of dope.
Oak sapling.
Should we put a moat around the house? That should be kind of dope too.
Alright, just don't fuck with me.
Jesus, that is terrifying.
Rotten flesh. What do I do with that?
Don't eat it.
I'm gonna throw it in the water. Won't let me.
I think you can just drop it.
Isn't
I think you just ate it, but it's gonna make you sick if you do that. But yeah, what else? So there's a lot of stuff that goes on. I think forks are good, not for the reasons that everybody's saying. I think they end up like really enforcing the blockchain because people end up, or Bitcoin rather, if you're gonna fork Bitcoin because people are gonna hold. And so now you have the value goes up just because people are holding. And then when you threaten more forks, people are going to hold longer. And so wait, is SegWit 2X actually happening now? Because that seems like what happened, right?
I don't know. I mean, there's this one guy on the mailing list that keeps acting like they're going to go through with it, but like pretty much no one says they're going to go through with it. But then Daniel Krawitz made actually another good point. He said, well, the futures still have value. They haven't gone down to 0. And by his logic, that means the fork is going to happen because somebody is putting money behind it happening. Which is, you know...
What are you doing with all this wood?
I don't know, man. I'm making a decoration.
All right. I think,
so, like, he thinks that because people still have value for the futures product that relates to SegWit 2X, that it's inevitable that it will actually happen.
If you press E, and I think if you drag the wood to your little crafty table thingy on there... Oh, there's a... Oh, it tells you what you can craft right in the thing on the left.
What thing?
When you hit E.
Construction.
Like, I can make oak wood planks, I think.
I can make... Okay.
Ah, but I don't have any wood. I had wood. Where'd my wood go? Oh, I died, and I think you took my wood, didn't you?
Oh, I have a bow, huh?
Okay, all that wood that you placed back down, we're going to need that wood back in your inventory.
But you take it.
No, but yeah, but I already took it once, so now you got to take it back because I already spent the time doing that.
I don't understand how to take it.
You have to just hold your hand on it and chop it down. But that's, like, I did that already. It takes a while. Is that a tree you planted?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Don't mess with my garden.
Our underwater fortress.
Did you see the meme with Jahan saying it's not Bcash, it's Bitcoin Cash?
Oh, I posted that in the thing. It was the music video. Did you see the remix?
Yeah, and it's like maximum disruption, etc.
No, it was they were playing Biggie Smalls, and they just put his little sound clip over that.
Oh no, I didn't see that one.
That was good. He's like, it's not Bcash, okay? Oh man, I love that shit.
But that goes to show you like that the whole mentality, right? Like of how like they treat Bitcoin like a crown. They claim that they're not Bitcoin. You know, Jahan's been very diplomatic about this. That Bitcoin Cash is Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin is Bitcoin. But as soon as you leave out the word Bitcoin, he goes nuts, right?
Well,
and like Bcash is a way better name. It's easier to say, easier to remember. It's likable, and why have a complex about whether people have a pet name for your project?
Well, because we all know exactly why. Because it's going to fork and it's going to be called Bcash and it's not going to be called Bitcoin Cash. That's exactly why. Like, they probably already have it planned out.
Yeah, because they want people to think of Bitcoin when they think of it. They don't
no, but they're probably going to do a fork of Bitcoin Cash and call it Bcash. You know what I mean? Like, they probably already have the name reserved, and they're like, "Don't." Why. I bet you, like, someone's already thinking about, like, they don't want to get it confused because that is going to be something at some point.
No. I think it's
same
really
thing with like Zcash and Zcoin.
Sure,
you remember when that came out?
The Bitcoin brand, even while they say they're like total scammers, man.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm saying, like, I don't think it's that. I think that the scam is a little more planned out than like you'd give them credit for. Like, I think like the reason why. Ow!
Is because they do want to use the name later.
Exactly. Like, it's the same thing with like Bitcoin. Like, the whole reason why like these forks happen is not because they don't want Bitcoin to be successful. It's because they know that when they say that there's going to be a fork, Bitcoin is more profitable. So they hold on to their Bitcoin. They probably sell it at some point, buy into their own shit, wait till... Oh, shit, you died.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, no, you did.
I lost all my shit.
Buy into their own shit once the price gets too high, and then people go, oh, my God, now there's a new trend, and then wait till everybody buys their new shitcoin that they just forked, and then they sell that one off, and they just keep rinsing and repeating. It's like, it's so fucking easy. Like...
Yeah... It seems easy, but I have a feeling that they have slippage each time they do this shit.
How the fuck did this other guy spawn here?
But they end up with less and less Bitcoin over time.
He just shot his friend. He just shot his friend in the back. That was so dope.
They're probably increasing their USD value and decreasing their Bitcoin value.
No, I think they're definitely increasing their USD value over time. Like, because everybody who goes,
Right,
oh
right,
shit,
but
there's
I'm
a new
saying
coin
the
I need to
amount
buy.
of
There's a new
Bitcoins
coin I
that
need to
they
buy.
have probably decreasing over time. Like
No. Absolutely not. I bet $1 million are all cashing out into Bitcoin, and they because it doesn't make sense. This is what I'm saying. If you just cash out into Bitcoin, you can keep forking it.
I'm saying that the process of manipulating a market has an expense. It causes slippage. You're gonna end up with less of one of the units. You're either gonna have more Bitcoin and less USD, or less Bitcoin and more USD.
Or Bitcoin Cash. Like you're also, it's a third thing here though.
When Bitcoin price goes up overall from the natural effects of the market as it has been, when you need
natural effect of the market though, we're not. I'm saying that there's a reason for it going up.
There's an underlying price that of Bitcoin that's been over time.
But that price goes up when there's a fork announced every time.
Well, you can't say every time.
No, it's gonna be every time.
No.
It doesn't make sense for it not to be, dude. It doesn't make sense. Like, not every time, but if there's a legitimate fork that's announced.
Like, look at Bitcoin Gold. The price went down.
No. But that fork happened like a month ago, dude. What are you talking about? Like,
it didn't actually happen. It was just like a.
They snapshotted. No. But you got your value from block 490, whatever it was, 491,
right,
731.
And since then, Bitcoin price has fallen.
Okay, but you're proving my point.
You said the price goes up.
Yeah, but only to that snapshot.
It's going to wear off, man.
That snapshot just happened. So when is SegWit 2X? Where's their snapshot starting? Where's their fork starting?
It's supposed to be, what, like the 15th or 16th or something?
It's not a date. It's a block.
Soon.
Yeah.
Right. But the estimated date.
You're going to see it pump before that date. I promise you.
Well, are we already...
You're going to see it pump. You're going to see it pump again. Why wouldn't it pump again?
You don't know
you get more.
The technicals of the market are already moving on because of natural.
But it crashed. The reason why people sold off their Bitcoin is because they said 2x wasn't going to be a thing. The B Gold thing, that date for the cutoff was in October, dude. Like, if you wanted to get your B Gold, you had to make sure you had your Bitcoin by October 23rd.
But we're talking about whether or not every fork value. Well, it's not really true.
No, but I'm saying when they announced SegWit going down, that's when the price went down. And now you're going to see SegWit's still going to happen, and the price is going to go up on the 15th or whatever, up until the 15th, and then it's going to go down again. The SegWit 2X coin is going to go up, and then everybody's going to buy that shit.
What happens if I announce a fork every day?
Well, if you're a legitimate developer that people give you a credit, I'd say yes. I would say we're getting close.
You think that SegWit 2X was legitimate?
I think you lose your credibility when you announce too many forks, but I'm saying that there is some type of balance here, yeah.
I mean, I think that if you have more money, point is if you have more value being put into Bitcoin, it will be worth more. So if you have more people working on it, and it just happens to be there's a special dynamic where even if they work on a fork, you still happen to get those coins whether you care or not. So if they're going to put value in a fork, you get that value too. But just the actual act of forking doesn't bring value.
No, it's not
to actually spend money on that fork.
I agree, but it's not
mining it.
But the threat of a fork is going to do that though. I understand, like if a legitimate set of people say, "Hey, we're going to fork this coin," like Jihan goes, "Hey guys, me and my miners, we're going to do something else." Okay, people have to consider that all of a sudden. So and maybe it's bullshit. Maybe he has no real reason that you have to consider it. But he is such a big name in Bitcoin, and nobody fucking understands Bitcoin anyway. Like maybe the 100 developers won't give him any credit, but like the other 100 million users that use Bitcoin might. So it doesn't really matter 100% even if he even has the actual credibility. It just matters if people think he does. And I would say Jihan or Roger Ver, those are great examples of that. You know what I mean?
Anybody. That's not a good thing, right?
I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I'm saying, I actually am saying it's a good thing. This is what we're getting into. I think it is good for Bitcoin itself because you're getting more people to invest in Bitcoin every time this happens. It's not good for SegWit. It's not good for SegWit 2X. It's not good for Bcash. It's not good for BGold. It's good for Bitcoin. And this is why I think it gets a little almost lost in translation. Jihan, Roger Ver, all these guys, they don't actually care about Bcash. They don't care about any of this stuff. They actually care about Bitcoin. So they're going to keep trying to fork it as much as they can because that pumps the price.
I don't know. I mean, I think...
Whoa, that's a little dude. What the fuck is that? It's a little zombie guy. What the fuck? What the fuck is this little zombie guy doing? What the fuck? fuck is this? Oh my god. Dude, I'm taking him in deep water, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
Do you drown if you go in the water?
No. You can swim.
Yeah.
I don't think they can climb out of it, though. Oh, I was wrong. Oh, what the fuck? He's so fast. Dude, I think this is like a special, like, they don't come out that often. Those little, like, midget zombies, they're, like, kind of rare.
Did you get an item?
I got something from it. I have a spider eye.
All right.
I got some spider eyes, bro. What do you got? All right. But yeah, so my argument is that every time there's a fork, it strengthens the blockchain because it's the threat of the fork that increases the value, because people think that they're going to double their money every time that happens. And then you do have people that do price manipulation. And the real price manipulators seem to be people like Roger Ver or like Craig Wright, who are arguing.
That's what I was about to get at.
But they're not. But they're not. They don't want Bitcoin Cash to win. They're saying that because they want Bitcoin to win. Because if they really believe in their shit, that means you're going to hodl Bitcoin more because you think you're going to get more value from their other bullshit thing that they don't even care about. It's like such a fucking, like, it's really smart, dude. Like, these guys are genius, and like I wish like I could get inside their head to see if like they're really just like that stupid or that smart, because I think they're just that smart. Like, it's not.
There's a side of this I don't like. I understand why you think they're genius, and I think that some of the things they do are like intelligent strokes for what their goals are, but they are not good people. You know, they're doing bad things, and the value that they're getting out of this is that they're taking it from other people.
No, I agree.
Yes, it may make
I
Bitcoin
agree.
worth more, and
but
if
it's
you just
that's
hold
right.
Bitcoin and whatever, you'll benefit from all this behavior. But in the end, when Roger Ver sells Bitcoins on Bitfinex to suppress the price and then pump Bitcoin Cash, he leaves shit tons of bag holders of Bitcoin Cash.
I agree.
He takes that money from them.
But it's like, good for Bitcoin, though. It's not good for Bitcoin Cash. It's good for anybody who believes in Bitcoin.
It's bad for humans, though.
Yeah, I agree. But here's the thing. Like, here's the deal, though. Like, we live in a capitalist society, and people are trying to argue that, like, they have the best thing. What he's doing is no different from any salesman, and I can't hate on him for that.
Yeah, but it's also what Bitcoin was designed to get around, was the manipulation of actors and
but like, does that matter? Like, does Bitcoin have morality? And I don't know. Like, I've argued that it does, but like when I make arguments like that, people think I'm crazy. But then when you say like, well then Roger Ver shouldn't be able to like just make a random bullshit. Like, I don't know.
Bitcoin has morality.
I agree about that. I don't think it really does.
I think the people that steer Bitcoin have morality.
I don't know if that matters. Because Bitcoin, like you said, like you've said this to me too, like, Bitcoin just kind of does what it's going to do anyway. Like, you can't waste your time kind of like focusing on like how you're going to change Bitcoin.
Right. I think people should focus on working with Bitcoin, not what they need to change about it to be able to use it.
But that's the thing, though. Like, Bitcoin is what you make it.
The only thing you can do to change it is be a programmer, and you can just get your hands dirty and change it if you want and see if people accept it.
Oh, the sheet.
Oh, my bad. As a business or whatever, like you don't have the ability to change Bitcoin. So why like live in this world where you just keep trying to change Bitcoin and nobody will let you?
Because obviously people do let them change Bitcoin. They do it all the time.
Not the businesses. They don't change it. They
no,
try
but
to get
people like Roger Ver do.
But like the developer pool is very small for people that were willing to like competitively code against Bitcoin. I mean, these guys are shitty too. Like, if you read the SegWit 2x mailing list and you look at how these people have discourse and how they communicate, and they're just like
internet trolls. God, like, you're like in the middle of an Overwatch match. Yeah, I get it.
What's wrong with these people? Why would anybody entrust their project to these guys? Like, they're not. You can tell that
for 2x or just for Bitcoin in general.
For 2x, I don't know about Bitcoin Gold.
It's got to be the fucking same, though. I mean, like, it's really you're dealing with the same class of people regardless. And I'm not hating on developers or anything like that. I'm not trying to.
Quality developers in some altcoin.
There's quality developers anywhere. Like, this is all going to be subjective. But I mean, like, when you're dealing with like really smart people that are like all they deal with is numbers all day, like, you're not going to have the most like compassionate individuals. Let's just put it like that. That might not be their strong suit, and that's fine. That's why they're making fucking Bitcoin and not making fucking like Hallmark cards. That's great.
Just checking comments here.
Yeah, definitely keep an eye on like people are saying stuff because I'd love to get feedback if people are watching this because that's gonna keep people kind of glued them up. Trying to make this moat and it's like not really working.
People are just complaining.
About what?
I came here for crypto.
Well,
I don't know what this guy knows or doesn't know. Getting dizzy and poor info, so I'm out.
I like that, dude. That don't get. I feel bad because I feel like you get worried about that
here,
shit.
But I love the format. Somebody says.
Awesome, thank you, dude. Appreciate the feedback. Hey, dude, even if you guys hate this show, like I'm so interested in your opinions. I don't know if Bell's as interested as I am on you guys hating on us, but like I love it. I fucking love it. Like I'm like kind of addicted to it.
I like to make the content. I like talking about Bitcoin. We were already talking about Bitcoin, and we kept finding ourselves saying, we should have recorded that. It's not necessarily going to mean that everything we do on the show is going to be awesome content. But, you know, you could look at us, you could look at our ugly faces talking to each other live, or you can watch us play a video game. We are playing a video game.
Oh, is that what they don't like?
I don't know.
I think people just don't like me
because we can only focus so much.
But I'm like very comfortable with that. Like I like the fact that people get so upset when I say things that they just like want to leave. But like I don't want them to leave. That's not my goal. But like the fact that like people just get so mad and it's like they're trying to give me an ultimatum, like I'm supposed to give a fuck. Like no, like that's not how any of this works. But like I want you guys to like be here.
Well, we both have a way of making our points that make it sound like they're facts or that we're confident that they're real.
But I think that's 100%.
We are, but in the end, we're actually talking about a lot of theoretical shit.
Yeah.
Some of it is even opinion, and we're just more, and we have conviction. And so, when one of us says something they disagree with, they're going to say, "Why is this guy such an idiot? He doesn't understand anything. He sounds like he thinks he knows everything." That's just going to always be the reaction.
Yeah. Well, no, but people like to use like offensive language to like demonstrate that they really have a grasp on the understanding, and it's usually in my experience when people resort to like trying to be offensive, it means that like they've already lost the argument.
Flooding our home.
I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to make a moat so like no more zombies can come in, and there's just like sheep by himself on this little lone island. Can I stand on you? Oh, I can't stand on the sheep.
I have a balloon or something. What is this?
I got a balloon?
Oh, spider eyes.
Spider eyes. The spider eyes you can use to make things.
Well, I'm just gonna save it. Although if I die, I lose it, right?
I'm just gonna make whatever's in my inventory. Birchwood planks.
Swimming spider, huh?
Oh, if you right-click, you can right-click the construction thing, and it'll just make whatever's in there. If you're trying to make stuff out of your construction. Oh, sticks.
So Vitalik was saying that Bitcoin Cash is cool, and that Bitcoin Core is toxic, and that Core is the real problem. And he even went so far as specifically point out Thamos in his censorship. Like, this is so old now, and like, how immature do you have to be to keep bringing up that some dude that runs some Reddit forum is moderating his forum? Like, oh my god, this guy doesn't control Bitcoin, you know, no more than Roger Ver controls Bitcoin by having Bitcoin.com. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Reddit is. I'd really like a more decentralized Reddit. I don't know why people are like. That's not something that has been done. Like, Steemit to me isn't a horrible idea, although it's not really the answer. But like,
yeah, I'm not sure it's actually decentralized.
It's not at all. But I mean, like, it's probably a more centralized community than anything on the internet.
I'm hoping we're gonna see a wave of like centralized open source applications. And that's kind of why I don't give.
Did you ever look at Bisq?
No.
Bisq is like I'm really curious about it because it's a decentralized marketplace for cryptocurrency. Like, you don't.
Isn't that supposed to be what you mean? An exchange?
It's an exchange. It's
yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean that. Whatever, however you want to say it, but I feel like those two things are kind of the same thing.
Well, fundamentally, but I meant more like selling like merchants and stuff like that.
Decentralized marketplace
Merchants
for
and services.
yeah, whatever. No. It's just for cryptocurrency stuff. But I think actually you can do like Amazon cards and shit too. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
There's like they have Pepe Cash. You can trade Pepe Cash and like all you have to do is like throw a bit of a protocol on there.
Exchanges, I don't think they can handle anything high resolution like fast trades or a lot of trades. In other words, there's a delay to everything, right? Because it has to settle to some kind of blockchain at some point.
Just learn that spiders can swim, because that's
so
what
decentralized
this fucking
exchanges. It's hard to have a live order book, basically, as far as I know. You can have an order book, but it's always kind of stale. But like I was saying, I want to see like a wave of like where we start getting decentralized applications. Something like OpenBazaar is trying to do, but where you are the host of your own data and you connect to a network marketplace of other people that host their own data. And it's something that can't really be stopped like Bitcoin, you know? And obviously Bitcoin and cryptocurrency would be the proper way to monetize that software.
Yeah, I think we will see some type of development. I mean, like open source has kind of like just been more of a buzzword than not for people. Like I think people are becoming more and more attracted to the idea just because computers are becoming more and more popular. Like as like civilization just progresses, you know what I mean? Like people are becoming more versed in programming languages. So like GitHub is much more interesting all of a sudden. Like there's so much you can do. There's so much free software out there. There's so much. If you have an inclination to do something, you can probably find someone who's already started on the project, and you can contribute to it if you're, if you're an educated person in like programming or whatever. And if you're not educated, you can probably learn and teach yourself from like open source projects.
Sometimes my mouse stops working. What's going on?
There's a way to like reap this dirt so like you can grow things on it, but I forget how. All right, we have a crafting table. Let's see. I can go to the crafting table. The crafting table, you can make like more complicated tools. Oh, here's the tools thing. Is there like a stone axe, wooden axe? Isn't there? Oh, here's a shovel.
Is this your girlfriend over here?
The sheep?
Yeah.
That's my boyfriend. You know what? I don't like the way you're looking at me. All right, so we need light. I think I need sticks.
Have you seen lately, like, these people, like, tweeting about, like, making controversial tweets about child porn?
I did see something on that, yeah.
Rick Volkfinch is like made this like, I'm the Bitcoin Cash CEO, but not the Bitcoin Cash CEO, and we undefine all words, so I can say this and it's okay. And then people started sharing a tweet about how he supports the changing the laws of how child porn possession work. So
I saw you guys talking about this.
Yeah,
I didn't read it. To be honest,
honestly, I think mostly he was just being sensationalist and getting headlines. But it is like it's a shitty topic to play to your own devices. You know,
I noticed someone did say that you didn't get some of the things that they were saying, and then actually kind of raised my interest in the article because like it did seem like it was kind of stupid. But then what they said kind of also seemed correct. Because they were talking. He brought up two specific examples. But honestly, I don't really know a lot about this, and I don't really want to comment on it without knowing anything about it. So I just kind of want to steer away from this if that's possible.
The way he constructed the headline was in order to get people to be provoked. You know, so obviously he had some other intentions other than just helping kids.
Maybe I don't want to really comment on it. Oh shit, there's a dude from the Netherrealm here. Oh my god, don't look at him in the eyes. He'll beat you.
And then Vitalik made a tweet too. I think he might have deleted it or something. People snapshot.
Dude, come over here real quick. Do you see that like long black dude over there?
Yeah.
That's one of the guys from the Netherrealm. Don't look at them in the eyes or they'll beat you up.
Okay.
But if you don't look at them in the eyes, they're like totally cool.
That's kind of funny. So they have tall black guys that you can't look in the eyes.
Basically. You can kill them though. Like once you become more powerful, you can fuck them up really nice. And then they drop crazy shit. And you use that crazy shit to get to the nether. He just picked up something. Dude, did you see what he just did?
Yeah.
He just took out a piece of our wall. And then he teleported. Did you see that?
Yeah.
What an asshole.
He wants to, does he want to throw it at me?
I don't know, but he's an asshole.
Close?
What a fucking dickweed. He took a piece of the wall out. Didn't put it back. Don't look at me. He's teleporting. He teleported on the roof. I kind of want to kill him, but he'll fuck me up.
I don't know. We can barely kill the freaking zombies and stuff. I assume this guy's harder. Ah.
Slender Man. Oh shit! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh yeah! I looked at him. Oh no! Oh my god! Leave me alone. Oh no! I just quit. No, no! What the fuck?
Slain by Enderman.
That's not what I meant to do. I left the thing by accident. What a dickweed.
So is the only way we get more land?
You have to craft everything. Yeah, you got to craft everything. Like everything here is you can get it.
I want to bridge to this island. That's what I want.
Well, don't bridge to the island because that means we're just gonna be inviting like crazy random people over here. I mean, you can.
Can it be more random? I mean, we got
That's
people
true.
coming from the ocean.
But then more are gonna come over here. Like all those people on the other thing, it's gonna just spawn more shit. Like, is this all these people are spawning on us because there's no light? Like, if we actually had light around here, they wouldn't spawn.
Then you can make light.
You can make little candles and shit. I really am like learning this. I'm remembering this game as I play it with you too, so it's coming to me kind of slowly. But yeah, the little green guys have 4 legs. They blow up. And then the zombies will just try to eat you. And then the guys with bows and arrows are fucking pain in the asshole. What is this like Egyptian like fucking like maze you made over here?
It's my creativity, man.
I like it. It's like a temple. Your body is a temple. Okay, so what else did we want to talk about? We said we want to talk about B-Gold. I mean, do you want to talk about B-Gold or not really? I have in-depth knowledge.
Stuff, and I did think it was interesting how they had like a possible fork on their first day. You tweeted,
so
you posted a screenshot of that.
I just think it's interesting that it's even called a fork because it's not. It's 100% an altcoin. It's run by masternodes initially, and then also it's not really like they forked the chain, but then they just held it as a snapshot. So like it wasn't really like a fork. Like they just have 150 gigabyte.
What's the difference in a fork and what you're talking about?
You need bigger blocks. Dan Anderson, yo, what's up, Dan? That's fucking Droplister, right? Yeah. What's up, Dan? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, Droplister?
Awesome. That's awesome. I forgot what I was saying now.
You're talking about Bitcoin Gold and what the difference is.
Oh, so yeah, so like it's 150 gigabyte database that you download, but it's like it could have been edited. Right? I don't know how you edit a database, but I'm assuming it's possible. And then transferred throughout basically there was like just the exchanges had the blockchain, and so they were trying to make sure all the exchanges had the blockchain first, and then once all the exchanges had the blockchain, they enabled the blockchain, they enabled the mainnet for everybody else. But only if a couple people originally had the first blockchain information, and then that was distributed out. That's why there was such like everybody was like up in arms. But
so they didn't use the UTXO set or the current.
Like you can't import the blockchain, like the Bitcoin database, and then just start using that and like fork it. Like they required you to download a new blockchain. But now what they're saying is that their blockchain is based on the Bitcoin blockchain. So you have all your old transactions on there. Maybe if they weren't edited, no one, I don't know if you can even like look at that. You have to basically at this point we have to compare the block explorer from all the blocks prior to 491 whatever to like actual Bitcoin with B-Gold, because that's the only way to really even tell if like they were even using the same blockchain. But technically, I don't think it's actually a fork. They just kind of implemented the Bitcoin blockchain into their altcoin. I think that might be the better way to really perceive this. Does that make sense, though? Do you understand what I'm trying, like how I'm differentiating?
I mean, sort of. It all sounds like stuff that we probably both need to re-verify.
I wish, like, I'd love someone in the channel to be like, okay, no, it is this or it isn't that, because like these are like, I think these types of like small like nuances are super important. Like B-Gold isn't going anywhere. Also, people like this is the interesting thing that I found, that everybody in the Zcash community was like, "Yo, what the hell is going on? I'm making like $20 a day now with my Zcash, like or like with my Zcash mining rig." Meanwhile, like everybody just went from Equihash to everybody who's mining Equihash, which is basically NVIDIA miners, went over to Bitcoin Gold. But I don't even know if Bitcoin Gold's really that profitable. Like, you're not going to make as much mining that than you will with Zcash. So they need to figure out a way. I don't know if that's going to... I'm messing your shit up, and I shouldn't do that. I don't know if they're going to figure out a way to incentivize miners, except on speculation, which I think is possible.
Yeah, I mean, people have to buy the coin, and it has to be worth more than mining another coin.
Well, they have to like secure the blockchain. They need to make sure that people are mining it, but they have to make sure then that like mining Monero, mining Zcash, mining Ethereum, mining any other shitcoin isn't going to be more profitable than mining Bitcoin Gold, or else then you kind of lose some of that security. So like if they're really making sure that Bitcoin Gold is actually going to be a real thing, you know what I mean? Like, because you're also like that blockchain's super vulnerable. Like technically, like anybody can just create like B-Gold 2. And
I don't see much hype or support around Bitcoin Gold, to be honest. I think it's just going to be a cash out, and some people will try to keep it alive and revive it once.
I think a lot of the miners are mining it right now. Like you see, in fact, I wish
what kind of miners?
Well, here's the thing. I want to see. I need to compare
GPU
miners. I need to compare the. Well, those are the only things you can do it with. But I need to compare the network hash rate of Zcash, and like that's what needs to be compared right now. I need to know like how much of the network hash rate from all the other coins has now been seeped over into Bitcoin Gold, because that's how you're going to figure out how like really if this thing's going to pump or not, in my opinion. Because all of the coin like people have this misconception that like if I mine Monero, like only Monero miners mine Monero. No, AMD cards, NVIDIA cards both mine Monero. AMD cards mine Monero better, but like that's why
isn't everyone just running like a to just move it to the profitable coin and auto sell?
Sorry, what was that? You broke up a little bit.
I would think that by now it would be fairly automated that anyone with a decent amount of GPU hash power would just have a program that just automated moving their miners to whatever the most profitable
They have that.
coin was.
It's called nicehash.com. They do that. That's exactly what nicehash.com does.
So why is there? Shouldn't it always be like predictable where miners are flowing to?
Well, that's
you say they're
well,
they're
no,
all on
you have to.
Now.
Well, no,
I assume
nice
it's only
hash.
because it's more profitable.
No, I think because it had a lot of hype. It's not more profitable. And this is the weird thing.
The miners are speculating.
The miners are speculating that the price is going to increase. And this is kind of where the thing comes down. Mining doesn't have to be valuable today. Like that's almost never going to be the argument. You know what I mean? Like I don't really mine because like I'm gonna make a fucking shit ton of money with my computer. I mine because my computer can mine, and it doesn't cost a lot of electricity for me to do it. So I end up making money over time.
But
and if I sit on
spending a certain amount of money and
for electricity,
coins with that money, it's really not that much different.
That's true, but here's the other thing that you have to consider. A lot of people, you know, like don't have money that they can just sit and spend on, you know, random Bitcoin every time they get like an inclination to do that. Whereas they might want to just spend their money on like a gaming computer and then just mine shitcoins. Like myself. Like I don't really like, I'm not like an investor. I don't have like a lot of money to just throw around on like cryptocurrency, but now I have a lot of like cryptocurrency worth because I did what I said. And it only happened, it wasn't immediate, it was because
But if you had just
I
bought the coin,
held on.
In a possibly
What the fuck? Why is this guy kicking my ass? If I did what? If I had just bought coins instead of buying a
If you had
GPU?
just bought coins instead
But
of
then
the
I wouldn't be
GPU.
able to. I wouldn't be able to stream. I wouldn't be able to do anything. Like I do other things with my with my money. Like that was just like I literally only like mined Monero for like a couple months, and like I made like a lot of money from it. So like it is what it is.
So
People,
you only
that's how it
use
works.
your system GPU, or do you buy extra one?
No, I mean like that was my consideration. Like why not buy more GPUs if I can do that? And for me personally, like I have a situation where it would make sense for me to do it. Like I don't really have to worry about the electricity costs as much.
I just mean so far you've just used your main system GPU.
Yeah. I don't have a GPU farm. I used to have an ASIC.
Okay. Yeah.
I still have an ASIC. In fact, I was going to give it away, but then like I just haven't given it away yet. In fact, if anybody's interested in a Litecoin ASIC, like I have one. We'll figure out something. I told other people I'd give it to them already, but like no one really followed up with me. So yeah, people think like I'm against ASICs. No, I've done ASICs before. I actually like I'm a big proponent of GPU mining. Like that's just a fact. And the reason, one of the reasons why is because there's just so many shitcoins. Like Litecoin is a shitcoin. Like you're not gonna have like another. And people also learn their lesson. Like there's not a lot of ASIC builders. I guess Dash did it. But like I was more interested in Dash before the ASIC. Like now that like it's on an ASIC, I don't really care about Dash anymore, and I'm surprised other people do.
Yeah, I mean, if it gets enough traction, I guess you'll see more Dash ASIC support. Now somebody can fork Dash, right?
I think that's what's going to happen. I think you're going to see a Monero fork. I think you're going to see a Dash fork. This is what I'm saying. You're going to see a Steam fork. You're going to see another Ethereum fork. You're going to see a Zcash fork again. You're going to see all these things fork because people are just going to take note and go, okay, I'm just not going to say anything, and I'm just going to fucking... I'm a developer. I'm the #2 developer in my project, and I don't like the main developer. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make Zcash 2. What's her name? Daria or whatever? Like, you'll see her face on something else. All those people, like what? Isn't she like a main developer on like 14 different like Bitcoin technologies or blockchain technologies? Dara or whatever.
Not familiar.
Whatever. I think someone might know what I'm saying. She's part of the Zcash team, and
Yeah.
whatever. She's like on a couple different projects, from what I understand. What are you building? I like it. Oh, you're just building like this, like... This is actually really good. I don't know if you know this, but you can do water irrigation in this, and you actually just did it.
All right.
Yeah, that's like, if you want to plant things, that's exactly how you do it. Except I think you make them like... Because the water can go on either... You have to have the water go on like either side of the block. So you can have like rows of 2, but that's actually kind of funny you did that.
It's interesting the way water flows. It doesn't really...
It stops after a bit, yeah. Yo,
Yeah,
this
it runs
Enderman,
out of energy.
we have to kill, because he's like fucking with us, and I don't understand what his deal is.
But you said we can't kill him.
We can, but like, it's just, they're really strong. But he just keeps like fucking around me, and like, it's starting to annoy me.
What are you doing?
Oh, am I fucking your shit up?
This is my artwork, man.
I was trying to let more water in.
This is my magnum opus or whatever.
Fuck, I am all fucked up. I can't even like... Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out, watch out, watch out. This dude's gonna come and blow up your shit. Nah, he's gonna blow up, he's gonna blow up!
Oh, he better not even blow up my shit.
Well, he helped us with the irrigation issue we're having. Yeah, I don't know if Bitcoin Gold counts as a fork per se. I would be more inclined to say that is an altcoin. I also agree that it is probably one of the shittier altcoins. At the same time, I do think it's gonna pump, and that's not just because I have like 0.01 fucking B gold. I actually do think it's gonna. I considered yesterday like this is stupid. Like I could just mine Zcash and actually buy Bitcoin Gold if I wanted to, and technically it would be more beneficial. Not that I trade. I'm just saying that I could do that, but really, I think that it's gonna pump. I think that like that's why I want to compare the Zcash like hashing network or whatever it is, the hash rate, to the current B gold, because that's the only thing that really goes anyway. What's Bitcoin Diamond? Will it pump? I don't know.
Hey,
is that a real
dead.
thing?
We just killed Enderman.
Is that a real thing, Dan? Did you really kill him? Or did he
Yeah.
just disappear?
No, he died. He was red and sideways on the ground.
Oh,
He fell in
nice.
my hole, and I was already like hacking away, and he just died.
Oh, that's awesome. You fucked him up. BTCD.io. Bitcoin Diamond. Is this a real thing? I guess I'll have to look at this now. Hold on, let me look at it. I kind of want to look it on the stream, but I can't set up my browser for some reason in this stream. Dan, where you been, man? Like, I've been, like, hoping you drop some content at some point. Unless you have been, I just haven't noticed, but... I do miss unconfirmed transactions.
It was a good show.
Is it? I'm not wrong. I am dead. Okay. All right. Did you sell your Bitcoin before it pumped? Did your game get reset?
What?
I'm asking Dan if his game got reset. Bitcoin Diamond. It's a nice website. Block height for is that? Hold on. Is it already out, or is it are they threatening a fork? Because here's the deal. Also, we have to consider this. I'm not saying forks are good. I'm saying the threat of a fork is good, and possibly the redaction or the retraction of a fork is even better. And then implementing the fork anyway is even better on top of that. Like Segment 2x.
Well, I mean,
is killing it.
It can be that, and it can also forks are good. Like in other words, if people are going to sink a bunch of money into something, and you're going to get access to that investment for free. Well, what the fuck? Why not, right? Like if Roger Ver and Jahan Wu are going to put millions of dollars into pumping Bitcoin Cash, and they're going to let you have Bitcoin Cash for free, I mean, go for it, man. Have fun. Thank you. But they are still scammers, and that's ultimately how they're creating the value and why they're doing it.
I sold into it at 12 and 55. I have 15% of what I used to have. 55 is good. 12. I sold everything sub 1K. I did have Bitcoin, in case anybody's actually curious about this, because I had Monero Apparel stuff. I actually had a significant amount of Bitcoin at one point, and I would have made like 10 times what I had. Or not.
If only you didn't sell.
I didn't think it was gonna keep pumping, so I was like,
Yeah.
when it hit like 7
But
or
no
8.
one did. That's why it pumped, though. You know, like
Yeah.
people need to sell for it to pump, also.
But like,
'cause
who's
they just have to
buying
buy
that?
back at a higher price. That's what happens. Is nobody really sells Bitcoin without the intention of buying it back, and so everybody doesn't realize they're just deciding that they're a trader. And Bitcoin does this to you like almost immediately. Like the first time you buy Bitcoin, the price changes, and you're like, oh shit. Should I buy more? Should I sell? Yeah, and it turns you into a trader immediately.
Dan says the Chinese FUD got him. Dan, how'd you find my channel over John's? Especially on YouTube. I'm kind of curious to how you came on that one. I'm an internet. Okay, all right. Gotcha.
Yeah, I was wondering where he was. I was like looking.
I appreciate it. I'm glad you did. Fucking
I-
John neglects his fucking chat. Come to my chat. I'll talk you up, guys. Come to my channel. Actually, you know what? Let me open up your chat and stuff like that. Let me open up the Exotica shit. In fact, I'm gonna chill in the Exotica channel after this. I did that last Monday. I was chilling in Tiffany's shit. I was having fun. Tiffany was twerking.
Oh shit! I
Couldn't
just
hate.
grounded myself.
Couldn't hate on that.
This water is not logical.
Okay, let me mute this. What's up, Exotica chat? I can see you now. I can see all your hatred, and I embrace it. I want more. Give it to me.
Does it need more water? What's the problem?
But yeah, it's so weird. Like it's kind of there's like stats online how to like make things work perfectly, but I'm an internet sleuth. I was like, fake volume, fake price, but I think actually what the reduction in volume showed was how rare Bitcoins were. Oh, I just got fucking... I think, honestly, Dan, I think you were actually correct the first time. I think that demonstrated how shallow the markets were. That drop to 3,000 was also demonstrating how shallow the markets were. I don't think people were really... I don't think it was a panic sell. I think it was like...
I think people just thought they'd be able to buy back easier, and people just kept buying back the same Bitcoins, and the price just kept going up and up and up.
I think it's just
They're like, oh shit, I sold, and shit, I can't buy back as cheap as I wanted. I'm gonna have to pay more. And then they just pay more, and they pay more, and they end up with less and less Bitcoin, and their USD value keeps going up anyway. So they're like, no big deal. I have less Bitcoin, but my USD value is up. And then the price just keeps pumping.
Turn desktop notifications off. Okay, there we go. I was shorting. I was not comfortable with the exposure I had, so I took profit. I am here now. Okay, cool. I gotcha. Yo, XX Trollzilla, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I have the Twitch chat, the YouTube chat, and my Beam chat all like aggregated together. What the fuck?
Anybody saying anything interesting?
No, but I keep getting disconnected from the server. Yo, this is not a good advertisement for Microsoft Azure, just so everybody takes note. Okay.
You mean the thing that so many Ethereum coins were...
Oh, is that really... Is that the case? I knew there was something. There's some joke
there was a
there.
whole pump cycle of Ethereum where, like, they were making, like, Ethereum clones, basically, and just saying, oh, Microsoft Azure is going to support blah, 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 Lisk.
God.
And they just use that as, like, a pump signal. Microsoft Azure support.
I don't know how you can be bad at Minecraft, but, like, I'm achieving that right now. That is an achievement I have.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm also like a little sour about that Enderman coming in and then stealing that piece of dirt from our house. Like I'm like, I didn't get over that yet.
Revenge.
I didn't get over. I'm still not over it though. We got to kill his family.
Does he have a family?
Yep, he does. They all look the same.
What are the other names they have? Are they all Endermen?
Enderman or is it Enderman or Slimman? Oh, what the fuck? Ah, oh, damn it! There's a zombie in our house. Fuck out of here! Fuckface. The cows, you can get the cows to fuck, and you can make more for cows. That's how it works. I like my definition of breeding.
I have a lot of blocks.
It isn't freaking crazy that a new iPhone X is more expensive than the Apple's new computers. No, I don't think it's crazy at all, especially because Apple's new computers suck, and the iPhone is actually like the pinnacle of mobile technology. I do think it's a price gouge, but at the same time, what else do you expect? And then also Samsung and all the other companies are going to follow suit, so it's really not a big deal. People don't realize that like Apple is a software company, and that's it. They just sell their software on really, really overpriced computers, and their software is actually pretty fucking good. So like, it's not open source.
I mean, I don't want to get into an Apple conversation. Calling them only a software company is a big overstatement.
I mean, they're not like.
They obviously make hardware, man. They make a lot of hardware.
They assemble hardware.
They're known for.
What hardware are they making? Like they're just they assemble hardware.
The phone itself is hardware.
Yeah, but I mean, like they're not like making the chips and stuff like that. Like they actually used to make processors.
So who is
actually? Oh, sorry. Actually, they do actually make the processor. And in fact, let me take it. Up until recently, with the mobile market, they were just a software company. But you are right. Like they actually do manufacture the processor, and that's why that processor is so good. Is because of the way that they've used their market research and their like development teams. But you are correct.
Well, it was the same with developing the iPhone itself. The iPhone itself was an
yeah, but I'm saying like their main thing though that is the software user experience. Like the phone is really cool and shit like that too. But like if you had the same Apple software on like a Samsung phone, I still think people would buy that Samsung phone. If Apple was running Android and Samsung was running Apple, more people would buy Apple or Samsung. Like, I think their software is the selling point. Like, their hardware is overpriced and can be replicated and usually is very quickly. The software, on the other hand, although is very closed, it's very accessible for people, and that's what's important. Like, my grandma can use iMessenger, Whereas if I start telling her to like download WhatsApp and shit, it's like a problem. My grandma can use FaceTime, whereas like if I start telling her just about Skype and shit, like she doesn't fucking know what's going on.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying that it's more accessible for the average user, and maybe that'll change over time. But then also maybe Apple will change over time, and that's fine. But they know the consumer better than the consumer does, and fine. Okay, Steve Jobs, you're a genius. Good for you. I agree with that statement.
This is going to take a lot of blocks.
Upgrade my iPhone 7 Plus or get the X. I would get the XS, bro, because there's a couple things wrong with the X. They released this because they were under pressure to release a new model because the last couple phones are sort of kind of retarded, and they also have that new like dope ass processor that they made. But the XS is going to be the phone to get, I think, because I think they're going to have the fingerprint scanner underneath the glass. The fingerprint scanner is way more secure than their Face ID technology, I think. I could be wrong about that. But also, like that glass has got to be full screen. Like we can't have like the camera and like the speaker take away from my viewing experience. They just need to make that all screen. They got to figure that out, and I think they will. I think this was just like showing you where the technology is going. And like once again, like every fucking company is gonna copy them. Like OnePlus phone is gonna be like that. Like the new Google Pixel, whatever the fuck piece of shit phone that comes out, is gonna try to replicate it.
I like the Google Pixel.
They bought HTC. I didn't realize that. They bought HTC's phone division. So like,
Yeah.
So HTC is like is switching over primarily to VR, I think, and like they just told Google have fun, and I think Google was stupid for buying it because they should just stop making phones, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't follow the phone market that much, but I thought HTC makes decent phones. Anyway, let's stop talking about phones. Let's talk about Bitcoin.
Just turning into wondering if you think pump or dump on Bcash is worse for Roger's reputation because he will have some Rex supporters who bought high. Roger's reputation? Roger doesn't care about his reputation. That's why he actually made Bcash in the first place. He only cares about Bitcoin. I'm going to make that bet right now. I think people would tell me I'm full of shit and I don't know what I'm talking about. I think that
So I was going to say this a few times. I'm not sure that's true. I mean, maybe it's true, but a lot of people think they know like his Bitcoin addresses and saw him moving like decent, like tens of thousands of Bitcoins to Bitfinex to sell during this time.
Yeah.
He may have been just pumping Bitcoin Cash and still ended up with more Bitcoin in the end. It's kind of hard to know.
I think the end result is for him, like anybody, is Bitcoin.
My guess is he ended up with more USD.
Or okay, yeah, Bitcoin or USD. I think he's cashing out for whatever's going to get him the most money, and I don't think he's losing. I think he's the winner here. I think he doesn't care about his reputation. I think he understands Roger Ver is a character, and I'm not against that. Like, Roger Ver is a public figure, and we're all going to have an opinion about him, and we don't really even have the right to have the opinion that we all do about him personally. Like, he has to interact with the public on a level that like probably isn't like most people can't even really even conceive until you're in that type of situation. So he probably does shit that most people really wouldn't consider. But at the same time, he has to like fight for his viability as a human. I understand that too, and he has to protect his wealth. So like he has all these things he's dealing with. Whether or not he's doing it for the benefit of the rest of society, I would doubt that is the case. But I mean, as far as Roger, is he a bad person or does he care about like? I think maybe he does care about his persona.
He's definitely a bad person, man. I can understand how you can abstract this to like rationalize his behavior. But he is definitely like deceiving, defrauding.
Yeah,
lying.
No. Yeah, but what does that matter though? Like, this is all like we're playing Pokemon cards.
Well, maybe nothing matters then, right?
But the Bitcoin isn't like this fucking thing that has rules. How
philosophical do you want to get? You know.
But it's not like this. Like people are like spending this like their hard time, their hard work and effort on like designing this like protocol. Where at the same time, you people like Roger Ver who play the fucking game. He's like, well, I understand how this all works, and I'm just going to fucking do what I want because you guys are going to keep doing what you want, and I understand that, and I'm just going to keep winning because I'm a winner.
Yeah.
And I hate to put it like in like that crude.
I understand what you're saying, but it all looks like winning till he fails. And then everybody gets to learn.
When did he fail? And then like when did he fail? And like let's define
what's
fail.
What's going to happen is, I mean, he's gotten in trouble with the law before, and he's losing people money. This stuff catches up with you eventually. He's going to pay a price for everything he's doing. It's not all going to be like fine and dandy and he's going to get away with everything and never pay a price. There will be a price, and it'll happen eventually.
I mean, I don't wish anything.
I don't know if it will be the law or somebody
I think we're really
getting angry with him and taking it out on him some way, but eventually he will have to pay for his actions because he is getting the value and taking it from others. He is deceiving and doing bad things, and that always ends up with a price.
Maybe. I think we're playing the world's shittiest MMO, and I don't think that there's really like a governing like body here. No. Bitcoin is like a really shitty MMO. It's like you're playing a video game and you don't even really.
Pretty good MMO, in my opinion.
I mean, not really though. Like you don't really even get to play the game. Like it's just like you have to buy a.
We're literally Bitcoiners playing a game right now.
Yeah, but my point is like, look at, like if I want to play a video game, I can play the video game. Like Bitcoin, you just buy the computer and then you just like let it sit there, and then like you're playing the game all of a sudden. And if you don't want to do it that way, you can just buy Bitcoin and like let it sit somewhere else and just like kind of wait. Like it's not. It's like it's still a game though. It's not. Oh wait, I meant to keep that there. It's still a game. It's not like. It's just not a. It's not a very like interactive game. I mean,
it's
whatever.
Interactive. I mean, it consumes a lot of our day every day.
I guess so. I guess I see what you're saying. But like, it's still a game though. Is my point.
Well, everything's a game then, and that's an argument.
No, but not everything. No, not everything is a game. Like a lot of things have legal repercussions. Like Bitcoin doesn't really have a lot of repercussions because it's a fucking game.
Oh, it does. That's the thing that people don't understand is law and Bitcoin are separate. And you can still commit crimes even if the laws don't perfectly mention Bitcoin.
So what law is Roger Ver committing by forking Bitcoin? Or is he breaking?
I'm not a lawyer, first I'm going to say.
Well, but like we're going to
he's doing this is very international, so it really complicates things.
But I mean, I don't think it really does. Like it'd be a really simple thing like to answer. Like is he breaking the law?
By telling people that something is Bitcoin or the real Bitcoin, by some of the links and the ways that he
there is no real Bitcoin.
Puts
like
information on Bitcoin.com. There is though. Like,
but it isn't. There isn't. Like Bitcoin, the real Bitcoin is Bitcoin Core.
Let me prove to him.
But this is all subjective opinion bullshit. Like it's not. And
it's not subjective once it gets into a court though.
It's not. You've already admitted this. Like Ethereum 2 is Ethereum. Like Bitcoin is what you say it is.
A big thing about legal systems is when you cause loss from others, their value, their money, whatever, their property, that's an easy way to get in trouble. There's always laws that that can be fit into when you cause loss of others.
Honestly, no. Because look, we don't criticize Junseth. We praise Junseth for fucking the Pepe Cash shit. Like that's a joke, and so like, why are we getting at Roger Ver? Like, why get mad at? Because
it's not a joke with Roger Ver.
Yeah, but what's the fucking? But I don't think people understand the hypocrisy. Like, Bitcoin and Pepe Cash aren't that fucking different. It's not that different, and so Roger Ver he's not a funny person, right? He's not somebody that's gonna make you laugh, but he's not really doing anything different from what Junseth did.
I don't think Junseth actually did anything. I think joking about Pepe Cash and
not really. I mean, it was a $35,000 joke. It's not a fucking joke.
But he wasn't.
It's not a joke.
He wasn't the pump. You know what I mean? The pump was.
Yes, he was the pump.
Him.
No. Bitcoin Uncensored was the pump, and this I kind of understand this argument for Chris. Like, I was interested in Bitcoin Cash or Pepe Cash because of Bitcoin Uncensored. So I understand the idea that the reputation of the show was at risk because of fucking what Junseth did. Now, he didn't directly pump Pepe Cash, but the whole Pepe idea was pumped within like the Pepe culture was being pumped with Bitcoin Uncensored. We only knew but we only knew about
with traders. Traders had been tweeting and posting Pepe memes nonstop.
Nah. That shit
before Pepe Cash.
No. But that really came about because of the Bitcoin Uncensored community. Like, let's be serious.
I think you have a little bit.
If I'm wrong, no. Why?
That's how it came out for you.
I didn't get ripped. I didn't get screwed out of the fucking anything.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
I thought that was hilarious.
Exposed to it by Bitcoin.
No, I thought it was. I think it's funny.
Everybody.
I just
happened to be.
No. I think it was a smaller group of people. I think it was a smaller sample size, but I don't really think it's that different of a situation. Like, I think Roger Ver just isn't fucking a funny person. Like, we all understand, like Junseth did it for a purpose, and he really probably believes in Bitcoin. But at the same time, I think if like a gun was put to Junseth's head, and he was like, look at, like, if you really see, like, he's not gonna like risk his life for Bitcoin. Like, I think he understands that at a point that like he needs to back out because it's not worth that much to him. Like, you know what I mean? Like Roger Ver realizes that like this is kind of like arbitrary that we like really use Bitcoin in the first
This is
place.
I don't know. I'm having trouble following you. It's getting a little esoteric.
I'm just okay. I'm trying to like make the analogy between what Junseth did and Roger Ver. And I'm not saying either of them are right or either of them are wrong.
What did Junseth do
With the Pepe Cash? Like he just sold out of Pepe Cash. He just sold Pepe Cash. And
he sold his Pepe Cash? That's what he did?
Exactly. But what does Roger Ver do? He just sells his
offense?
Bcash. But what's the difference between
He created Bcash.
But Junseth kind of helped create. He was like no. Junseth was definitely part of the Pepe Cash pump.
We all were.
No, not we all were. The Bitcoin Uncensored platform, which we all partook in as part of the discussion for us, was like the Coin Dojo. The Coin Dojo should also be like held responsible.
Bitcoin Uncensored wasn't like getting tens of thousands of people watching it.
Yeah, but also, how shallow is that market, dude? How many people do you really think bought Bcash? Like $35,000 came from probably about 100 people. It's like, let's not fucking like get too obscure here. Like, it wasn't that big of a sample size.
You're totally speculating. We can't
maybe, but I mean, do you really think that many people? Like, you think my grandma's buying Pepe Cash? No, it's Bitcoin Uncensored people are buying Pepe Cash.
So, yeah.
I mean, seriously though, like maybe
it was actually really.
I don't think he's wrong for doing it, dude. I get it. I think he's just demonstrating how fucking fickle this whole idea is.
Anything, though. That's the thing.
He sold his Pepe Cash. Whoa. He was buying it.
Wrong.
He was buying it. Well, he was buying it. Why the fuck are you buying it? Talking about it? You're buying it and talking about it on your show like it's a real thing.
It was given to him, the Pepe Cash.
Whatever. He sold it.
Well, so what's he? So he's given the Pepe Cash, and now what? He's doing something evil.
If it was given to him, you're proving more that he was actually like part of it. Huh? You just said that he was part of the inside trading on it, so I don't know. Like, I don't need to know that. Like, John, don't like give me any more information about this than I need.
It was gifted to him. It was gifted. Like, in other words,
it doesn't matter.
He was on the show.
Who gifted it to him? The creators of it?
It already existed.
Who gifted him?
I have no idea. I think it was just a Bitcoin Uncensored fan.
Honestly. Who created fucking Pepe Cash? Let's be serious.
I have no idea.
People in the Pepe Telegram channel. Okay, all right. That's true. There actually were a lot of people in there. But who was buying the Pepe Cash, though?
I think in the end, like, he had the cash and he was
gonna. There's hundreds of millions of people who are in different Bitcoin channels that Roger Ver isn't in. I'm just saying that I don't think there's really any difference. And I think that's why Junseth did it. I think that's why Junseth did it.
I think what you mean to say is you see similarity. Not that there isn't.
No, I don't really see that much of a difference. I think they're both games, and I think that like some people take the game way too fucking seriously, and then they get burned.
Oh shit! There's an octopus.
And I think that's what you're going to see with like Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash and everybody. Like people who have a majority stake in it can control the market very easily, especially if they have a voice that's credited as being something that's like reliable. Like whether or not like I think Roger Ver is a reliable source, the general public perceives him as a reliable source. CNBC goes, "Hey, Roger Ver, what do you think about Bitcoin?" And then they're going to go write that down and make an article about it. So it doesn't matter what I think.
I don't think the general. I think that actually people think Roger Ver is trustworthy or someone that they should listen to. I think he just promotes that image, and that's how he gets some media coverage and such.
You've been in part of Bitcoin for how long?
Outside of it, and they're ignorant. Since late 2012.
Okay, so I mean, like, think about somebody who's just coming in, like, because they heard about it, like, yesterday. Who's the first person you see?
Well, you see an article and they call him Bitcoin.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, now, I'm gonna spend a whole year getting to know somebody named John, so I can like also agree with him. Like, that's what I did. But like, somebody who doesn't really care about this isn't gonna like come to the same conclusion that like me or you do. Like, they might not really care about it like on that serious of a level because it doesn't really matter to them. They just know that they can make money with it over time. And who's preaching that? Roger Ver. But if he goes, hey, look, you're not going to be able to make money with Bitcoin anymore. You're going to make money with Bitcoin Cash. People are going, oh, maybe I should go buy Bitcoin Cash. And I get it because, like, he's just playing the fucking game.
Well, he's scamming.
Yeah, but Bitcoin, like, whatever. I'm not going to differentiate between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Like, I think that, like, Bitcoin's price is a scam. Like, telling people to keep buying it is a scam. And then when people go, don't buy this.
You said that about me.
I'm not saying that
to tell people. Nobody in Bitcoin, no real Bitcoiners are like telling people they should buy Bitcoin.
Every time,
like, trying to get them to buy Bitcoin.
No, I think that's very false.
They do expound the values of Bitcoin and talk about why they hold it, but most of them are pretty hesitant to like actually tell someone to buy Bitcoin.
I don't know what I'm doing in this game. I don't think so. Well, I think the idea. No, I don't think so. I think if you want to get into Bitcoin, people generally say to just buy it.
Well, yeah, if you want, but you started that with that they want to get.
People don't say, hey, look, you need to do a lot of research before you get involved in this, and because there's all
I
these different
do.
things. Maybe you do, but like in general, people are just like, nah, you gotta buy Bitcoin because it's going up. Like John, like
But
you're a very
do I
specific case.
count or don't I count?
Think about yeah, but
Are there not others like
how
me?
is the general public gonna get to you? I'm talking about like how everybody perceives this compared to like you're somebody who's like well versed in this
They're
shit. You've
gonna
been
get
around
to
it
me
forever.
through this video. They're gonna get to me through my
But
Twitter.
I'm representing them to some degree because that's how I entered the sphere. Like I'm newer and I'm just kind of representing like, this is how it looks from the outside. You know what I mean? Like Roger Ver isn't a crazy person from the outside. In fact, he's the only person that kind of makes sense from the outside. And if you really think about it on paper,
I don't know.
listen a bit. I
Better
don't
benefit of the doubt that they can tell when.
look
him
on
or
paper
not.
though. He's
not
right.
that trustworthy.
On paper though,
He's
he's
gonna
right
be-
though. He goes, Bitcoin's gonna pump, and then Bitcoin Cash is gonna pump, and then Bitcoin pumps, and then Bitcoin Cash pump. And yeah, people
Well, I don't
are gonna
think-
get
Did he ever
fucked.
actually say that anything was gonna pump?
I mean, if he wants Bitcoin Cash to be a thing and replace Bitcoin, yeah, it's a pump. I don't see it. Maybe look, I don't think it's that different. I think that the scale is different, but I think also John Seth takes a different role. Like he's not trying to. He doesn't. He cares about his actual persona because he's much more genuine of a person. Whereas Roger Ver cares about his persona, but he knows how he can use it for a tool in this
Why do
theater
you
that we
think
call
his
Bitcoin.
persona is different in Bitcoin than it is like at
'Cause-
home?
What do you mean? Who?
You're saying like it's a he's a character,
Ver?
and he's playing the game, but I don't know. I think he's actually just like this. Like he's just like manic, and
Maybe. Anyway, could you join? No, this is like a private instance server. It's not an actual server. If this actually becomes successful by any means, I'll throw up a Minecraft server. But today we're not having anybody join, especially because neither of us really even like this game, and
that would be funny if
we're
like
not
we
even
started
doing
trying
anything.
to- all Bitcoiners were hanging out in Minecraft together.
Well, that's what I was saying. If like I could throw up a Bitcoin server and then it'd be kind of fun. But I'm sure it probably already exists. I like how you're just out here by yourself on this little island.
Yeah, I made my bridge.
I'm joining you. Oh, this game is procedurally generated, so you can just keep going. There's no bounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see that I connected to the island as well?
Oh
On the
no,
other
I didn't.
side?
I didn't see that. We need to create like a trap, so like anything that gets on the island just dies.
Yeah, over here by my. Well, zombies have started blowing up my irrigation, but.
But yeah,
I don't know
look,
what
I'm gonna also like concede that like I will definitely take the more conspiracy theory when we're talking about this stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
when
I didn't see it, but this is pretty crazy.
I still like conspiracy theories, and I like to theorize about what's really going on and imagine, evil, bad attackers and all these things. It's fun. I used to
Whoa,
be
that's
way
a
more
golden zombie.
interested-
What the
Yeah,
hell?
what's that mean?
I don't know.
Will they give us gold if we kill him?
I don't know. I've never seen one of those before. I think he has armor on him. I think we can take his armor.
Well, I'm not going in the water. Seems like a pain in the ass.
Damn, oh, they're fighting each other now. Nice.
Oh no.
Oh, the little dude, run!
Get out of my life.
They're too fast. Blow up the road.
What a little shithead this guy is.
Did he kill you? Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to take this bridge.
No. That's my bridge.
No.
Man. What are you doing?
It's too dangerous. I can't let you do it. You can't go back there.
They weren't
Ah,
crossing it.
no.
I don't think.
Where the fuck
this
did I
is
get shot from?
They just.
Oh,
swim
this
if-
dude's like stuck in here. He's just been shooting for like an hour. Oh, you know what I just realized? That guy is an arrow producer. Like, if you just trap these guys, they'll just make you arrows forever.
Oh shit.
I didn't realize. Wow, this dude's fucking me up so bad. Oh, what a douchebag.
I'm gonna drown.
This guy's aim is fucking incredible.
He's an archer.
It's incredible. I can't even give it credit.
No credit.
No credit given.
And now I can't swim upstream. God damn it.
Oh, if you hold shift, I think you can. And spacebar, you can shift and jump.
Yeah. So is there anything else we want to cover today?
We kind of spoke about Bitcoin Gold. There was a couple things. I don't remember everything that we spoke about. I wanted to talk more about your Twitter fight. We still have to talk about trading. Like, that's really what I need to pick your brain about. Because that's where I'm, like... I have no idea about
I know
anything.
a few traders that like to game, too, so it might be a good way to get a guest on.
I would assume if you know traders, they all play EVE Online.
No. I mean, RawDB obviously does, but... they like... I don't know, I think they were playing Overwatch. They were playing that new one. Unnamed... whatever.
Oh, PUBG?
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? There was something else I feel like we came across, and I can't think of it. And then I feel like we... whatever. I feel like they had a couple topics we
about
can cover.
chips, wasn't there? Like, didn't Intel week and... yeah, Intel's making GPUs, right?
Intel, so, Raja, whatever the hell his name is, left AMD, which is huge fucking news. That's huge news. Like, and then AMD right now is like saying all this shit like, oh, I think it's good for our company. Like, this is like a new like level for us. The dude who left is like the guy that knows everything apparently about their fucking like architecture. So he's gonna spill the fucking beans to Intel.
Why are you bringing all these monsters up here?
Oh yeah, I didn't realize. Oh, this is gonna blow up our house? No. Oh my god, this game. Dude, there's another golden guy. Dude, what the fuck? He's got crazy armor.
There's a bunch of them.
This is insane.
Do you take fall damage if you fall a long distance?
I don't know. But yeah, AMD is fucked right now, but they also...
So he left to Intel, and Intel's gonna... Correct?
Intel's gonna just do AMD shit now. But, I mean, whatever. It's not good for market competition. Let's just put it like that. But also, AMD had the... No, it's not, because AMD's trade secrets are all now gonna be with Intel, so that they can, like... They can basically, like, calculate more so how AMD's not gonna be able to compete with them, and then just keep giving you shittier products.
But are they? Is Intel gonna make GPUs too?
Well, so yes.
I mean, they have their motherboard GPUs, right? But are they
Intel
make, like...
right now has just planned to start working with AMD. This is like right like a week before this happened. And I don't really know how this is going to reflect on the future products or like the business dealings of either of these companies. But I think it's really good for Intel because Intel was like, yeah, so instead of our graphics, we're going to use the new Vega chip on our embedded systems. So that's good for AMD, but then a week later, the CEO of AMD goes to Intel, which isn't good for AMD twofold now, because now Intel is working with AMD, has their silicon, or is like using their silicon in their products, so you know they have some extra intel on what's going on there. And then on top of that, like, they get the main guy who controls everything. So it's kind of crazy. Like, I don't really know how it's gonna like shape out for everything, but I'm assuming that Intel just made out like a fucking bandit. And they're also probably going to start producing more mining-centric hardware, because the reason why AMD was so interesting was because they had really good CPU mining. But no one's really doing CPU mining, because it doesn't really make any sense. Like, a GPU is better for mining. But I don't also know if that's possible to like create some type of algorithm that would be better for CPUs specifically. Like if it utilizes how like a CPU works more so than like a GPU. Because that's the whole debate to me. It's like I don't know if these things are 100% hardware issues. Because if it is, then I'm wrong, and I fine. Then we have to do ASICs. But I don't think it's like a hardware issue. We're just choosing shitty software like an ASIC or like a
Well, I was making
SHA-256
this
algorithm.
point. Like I think that there's.
Oh, there you go.
I think they're always gonna specialize and optimize, the hardware. So like when you have like when you're mining for a cryptocurrency, you're always going to be able to like make, say, a miner that is dedicated to mining that cryptocurrency that works better than if you just use a multi-purpose GPU.
Well, you also have to make it. You have to
so
make
they
it.
can optimize whether or not that becomes an ASIC or just a dedicated hardware design that better suits the mining. There's always going to be some form of optimization people do on a highly valuable coin to mine it, ultimately amounting to making an ASIC or some kind of other thing. Even if that isn't as efficient as a process as like maybe making an ASIC for Bitcoin compared to a GPU, there's still going to be more efficient miners, and then there will still be centralization of that, etc. So it's like no matter what, every coin that becomes more and more valuable is going to see centralization of mining as a phenomenon.
I don't know. I don't know if
but that's okay, because you just need one coin to be the most mined coin, and you need the other ones to be mined enough to be safe enough for however long you actually want to store value on them. It's all kind of like I don't know, an unstable state.
Whoa. I forgot what I was gonna say, but I did want to make 2 points, and I can't remember what I was gonna say. But I guess the one thing is like, look at if my argument would be that like you're not gonna be able to compete with GPU manufacturers if you're like doing things like making sure like they're very like memory intensive, or if you have like certain things that are in the algorithm that are very.
You know what I think? I think we should not talk about GPU and algorithms and these kinds of things till we get somebody on the show that knows more than us.
Who can we get on here?
Because I just feel like we're speculating too much.
Who can we get on here? I honestly don't think we're speculating too much, because you already see the competition.
Well, we need a pro shitcoin miner.
Yeah, you have. I mean, I'd love to get like Fluffy on here.
He's not a shitcoin miner. I mean, he'll probably
He created
know,
a shitcoin. You don't think he mined it at one point?
We need a pro shitcoin miner and somebody that knows a little bit about chip design.
That too.
So, guys, if you hear the show, if you know somebody that knows a little bit about chip design, about ASIC design, about,
I guess Jihan. He finds Bcash.
Yeah, but he's not exactly going to be.
Well,
I mean, I'd still want to get him on the show. It'd be pretty fun, but especially playing a game. We have to find out what game he likes.
Yeah. No, I was kind of joking there, but not really at the same time though. But yeah, no, if we could get someone who's somehow tied into like silicon manufacturing, that'd be really cool. And there was somebody in the fucking Coin Dojo that used to work at AMD. And he didn't like come out right and say it, but then someone kind of blew his spot.
I know a few people I can ask that might know someone. Remind me later.
Okay, yeah, because that would be totally good if we can get somebody who does that. You know what? I could probably go hit up like the Monero. What is it called? The like IRC, because there's all like a lot of those guys that are in there are all like the developers, like the actual software miners. So I'm sure that maybe one of them would have an opinion about this.
I still think theoretically, though, even if you have just like GPUs and only GPUs, gaming GPUs, and it never advances beyond that, and those are always what's used for cryptocurrency mining on the side.
The argument that I see,
I still think you'll see the same centralization factors probably
with like AMD.
Will still be with AMD, because AMD still gets their chips from China too, right?
I mean, they're manufactured in China, and I think so also AMD.
There's still like a supply.
Everything's gonna be coming from China. That's not the problem. I don't mind that it's Chinese. My problem with ASICs are a couple things. Like we're getting better and better at making SHA-256 stuff, which doesn't matter except for Bitcoin.
But what I wonder is that if you put more and more money into GPU mining, blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, if the source is China still, eventually there's a new Bitcoin that pops up in China that does what AMD is doing, because they realize they're just giving the money away to AMD. And they start doing just like what Bitmain does. They start hashing with devices before making them on the market. And like you end up in the same situation. You know?
Well, if they're making
And
GPUs, then
even if that
you've
doesn't
now
happen,
introduced a new guy to something that also competes with other markets.
even if that doesn't happen, you're going to have like, there's still efficiencies of centralization. Like, in other words, you're going to get a lot more for your money GPU farm that is properly designed with proper ventilation, and you have 1,000 GPUs in one place than one guy in his basement on his desktop computer.
That's fine,
You
though.
know?
But all
And
those
so you
all
still
those
get
cards have
centralization.
yeah, that's fine. I'm not worried about
You
that.
still
But
have Bitmain. They'll
all
just be
those
using
cards are
GPUs instead.
resellable. Like it's not stupid technology. Like your Bitcoin miner can just sit around in your garage and not do anything. Whereas like a GPU, you can like resell it, like, usually within a
Yeah,
year.
I think
And
the
it's still going to
resale
be
value
it's still
will
going to be
plummet,
useful for
though.
somebody else for the next 3 or 4 years because it's not
But
only a
remember,
Bitcoin
the
miner.
more you do this, the resale value plummets, because they'll have more and more GPUs on the market. So the aftermarket value will be very low, and people will realize that
That's
these things
fine
are
though.
getting
I'm
fucking,
not, but no one's
they're getting
reselling it.
burned out, right? Like you're
No,
burning
no,
the
no,
shit
no,
out of
no.
these
But you're
cards.
reselling it. But those cards are useful for other things besides Bitcoin mining or whatever mining. It's
But you shorten their lifespan significantly.
no, you don't. You really don't.
Yeah, you do.
No,
you
you
do.
don't. You really
I
don't.
had a GPU farm, man. I know that if you run those things all day, every day, eventually they burn out.
Your fan might burn out, but like the silicon itself isn't gonna like catch on fire or something like that unless you're like running it way too hot. But I mean, really, they're not. It's not a big problem.
GPUs die naturally anyway.
You might have something that happens where like maybe some memory chip fails or something like that, but that's like if you're really like it's gonna happen after 2 or 3 years, 4 years anyway. Like it's not.
It'll happen in a year at a farm.
I don't think so. I don't think so, man, because you see a lot of these GPUs being resold.
Yeah, they're being resold because people only ever run their GPU 3-6 months and then they get bored with it.
No. I'm talking about dude. I was just talking with somebody who had exactly what we were talking about. He had 500 1070s mining Bitcoin Gold. Like it's not, and he got those probably exactly when the 1070s came out. And guess what? He's probably going to buy a bunch of 1070 Ti's when he can. He's probably already in the process of buying them, and he's probably going to sell all his old 1070s because there's people want 1070s. Like a 13-year-old kid, listen, a 13-year-old kid who wants to get a computer is going to buy a 1070 because it's a cost-effective card, and also he can get one used on eBay for cheap. Okay, so there's a buyer.
Gold became worth a shit ton of money. And everybody was mining it with GPUs, and it was like the decentralized dream that you mentioned. Okay, you have GPUs.
Whoa. It's not decentralized. I'm not saying it's a decentralized dream. I'm saying that
you're saying it's better, right?
No, I'm not. Whoa. I think GPU mining is a good thing. There's nothing great about Bitcoin Gold.
Sorry,
the reason why I'm mining
using
Bitcoin Gold
as
yeah, but the reason why I'm mining Bitcoin Gold
as
is
an
because
example. It
this
doesn't
shit
matter
is a
which coin.
fucking pump. Like that's the only reason why I'm
matter
interested.
which coin. The most valuable coin
It
to
does.
mine with a GPU is what we're talking about.
I don't think I don't know. The most valuable coin to mine with an ASIC isn't Bitcoin, so I don't know if that matters.
It is Bitcoin.
It's Bitcoin Cash. It's Bitcoin Cash.
It goes back and forth. No, it goes back and forth because Bitcoin Cash is cyclical.
Well, but it's not. It's not. Whatever. It's right now. It's Bitcoin Cash. But if it can change easily, and that doesn't change.
But Roger Ver is funding that.
That's
right?
whatever. Whoever it is.
That. So they're buying those coins.
Whatever.
They're providing the liquidity.
It's still more profitable.
Right. And there's no reason a miner shouldn't mine the most profitable coin. But in the end, they're gonna take all that cream out of Bitcoin Cash and find where the actual usage level is. Once Roger wants to stop pumping money into it, and once we're gonna see who the actual buyers are beyond whoever's just speculating in the market, which might just be enough to keep it alive. Just speculators alone. But eventually they're going to take all that cream out, and then you'll really get to compare it to Bitcoin.
I just got disconnected. Every time I tab out, it like disconnects me. That's weird. This game sucks. I don't like. We built like a fucking mud hut and just ran around it for an hour. Like didn't do anything.
I think I'm about ready to end the show.
Yeah, we're gonna end up having this fucking discussion again. No one's gonna agree with each other. So, but yeah, I mean, whatever. I think a lot of these things, like, I don't think Bitcoin is exempt from most of these cases. I feel like we always want to like make these examples out of like people in the Bitcoin community when they're like doing it when it's not for Bitcoin, but when it is for Bitcoin, it's okay. And I think Bitcoin may be a more developed and a more peer-reviewed, but it's still a scam. At least the way it gets pumped. It has use. I'm not saying it doesn't have utility, but the end goal is to get USD, and that's why we talk about like the price pumping. It's like you want the price to pump.
Everybody agrees with you, but I think a lot of
maybe. I'm not really worried about that though. I don't care if people agree with me. Like this is what I've been perceiving, and I think that's what a lot of people get mad at me about.
I'm not saying whether they care, whether you should care if they agree with you. I'm saying that some people actually do want more Bitcoin and not more USD, because they think eventually the Bitcoin will just be worth more against USD.
But who's with who? With who? How is Bitcoin going to be worth more than
cam
USD?
Girls, man.
No, but I'm saying though, like what global fucking organizations like, oh yeah, you can use your USD to buy car insurance, or you can use your Bitcoin to use car insurance or whatever. Like I'm like, there's not going to be that many businesses globally.
There will be more.
Maybe, but that's a bet. That's a fucking bet.
That's the ideal, right? I think a lot of people are hoping.
You're selling that. You're selling that to people, John. You're telling people that Bitcoin's going to do that. And right now, it can't even do PayPal. So that's my.
I didn't tell them Bitcoin's going to do anything.
I mean, that's what maybe you, but I'm saying the Bitcoin supporters, but the people you were just speaking about. You're telling them that eventually it's going to be worth more than the USD, and it's going to be more accessible and more available, and more people are going to take it.
USD. I don't know if you can say it's worth more.
More people are going to accept USD.
There's like trillions of dollars.
I mean, more people are going to accept Bitcoin. It's going to be more acceptable globally, and it's going to have more value amongst people that don't just.
Than USD? I doubt it.
Well, then what's the point?
Probably not in our lifetime, if it ever does happen at all.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like you're telling these people, okay, give me all your money, and then just sit on these Bitcoins. No, I'm not saying you, not you. Just I'm saying, just the Bitcoin idea. Just give me all your money, sit on these coins, and it's going to be worth more money. It's going to be worth more money until it is the form of money. Like. Up until Bitcoin is the de facto form of currency, USD is the exchange rate, and that's how we value Bitcoin. So, like, really, we're all just trying to cash out.
Everything is valued against another thing. You have to find some way.
But you're arguing that Bitcoin is going to be the de facto currency at some point in time, and I'm just saying I don't necessarily see that.
I didn't argue
like Bitcoin Cash is probably
That
But how? But what else is the speculation then? Like, what is the speculation? That's not just you. It's just like that's the common sense.
And I prefer to use it as a way to hold my instead of dollars.
But more than you, like, what can you really do with it that you can't do with the United States dollars? Like, you're betting on that.
You can have total control of it.
Okay, and so like that's why you should invest in it?
You can use it without anybody's permission.
So why does the value have to go up? Why can't the value just be a Bitcoin?
It doesn't have to go up. It would only go up if.
But exactly,
the same value.
It's only going to go up if people are fucking saying that it has to go up, and people hold their coins.
It would be more valuable if more people value it. Yes.
No one has to hold the coin. You can just sell it at any time.
No one has to hold USD either.
I'm just saying that people are using it. Like you're betting that more people are going to need this, and that if you just keep holding it, you keep restricting how many people use it, it's going to go up. But the end result.
That's what investment is. It ultimately is a bet.
Bitcoin is never going to be what you're saying it is when Satoshi has 1 million of them.
Bitcoin already is what I say it is.
It's not though. People aren't using it the way that you think, or like the way you're proclaiming that they're going to be able to use it. It's not going to. It's like you have to exchange it into another form of currency for it to be valuable.
People are already using it like this, though. They're already storing value.
Who? Like mass murderers, people who trade child porn online, people who trade child porn online, and people who are trading drugs. And that just changed. In fact, this is what we were supposed to talk about. We were supposed to talk about how Monero is being adopted in these darknet markets, which I just gathered from Chris's show. I don't even know if that's 100% true, but apparently that's what's going on.
I mean, darknet markets, I feel like at this point are just all honeypots. It's kind of hard to trust them.
Yeah, duh. What the fuck of course. Who the fuck is saying I trust the darknet market? What do you mean?
Well, I'm just saying, so like whether they're accepting Monero is, I don't know.
I mean,
I guess, you know, like I don't see why they wouldn't.
Yeah, me too, because it's a better form of currency, and this has been my bet for a long time. But whatever, we're going to see it.
It's better in some ways. It's more private.
It's better for what it's used for.
I think most people will agree.
The people who promote Bitcoin don't use it for anything besides speculating the value. The people who use Bitcoin don't care about the value, and this is what Chris has been saying.
When you have an NSA that can map like the whole internet geographically, and
dude,
they're
Google
the ones running the honeypot, and you have to put an address.
Dude, most people have honeypotted themselves. Google, if you've ever searched your own wallet key online, Google has that information and can link any wallet to your personal information if you were logged into Google at any point in time. So like the whole anonymity and like
the Block Explorer.
Do you don't think that like you don't think that like Coinbase too, like any of these companies can't be like asked by the FBI like, hey, we need all the information right now. Like you're not safe for that shit.
They have to have a reason, but yes, you're talking about.
They don't really have to have that great of a reason.
And because we have a public ledger, you can easily taint the ledger with external.
Hey, Google. We just had a mass shooting in Las Vegas, and apparently the shooter bought all the guns with Bitcoin. So we need all your fucking records of anybody who ever bought Bitcoin ever, because he's a terrorist. You know,
that will fail. That won't work. I mean,
hopefully
the NSA has more power than they should, maybe could get that anyway, and probably already has it.
Yeah, probably already has it. Let's be real honest.
But as far as actually making that, doing that in a legal way, they already failed. They tried to do it with Coinbase, right?
They tried to get Coinbase just announced that they're going to do this. They said that they are going to give people record. They're going to give the government records if they're requested. There was just an article on this. I just read it.
I mean, the last update I heard was that the case failed and that the government couldn't do the request.
I just read this. I don't know. I like literally.
If it's new information. I haven't seen new information lately.
That's partially why I'm so adamant about this. I just read that, so maybe I'm wrong or whatever. Maybe I also was bad information, but I think it was a good source. The Independent. It was the Independent. I think had it.
And what was the headline specifically?
Something Coinbase is going to have to give your tax information on Bitcoin, something like that. IRS. Typing Coinbase IRS on the Independent, it should pop up.
I'll do it later.
But yeah, I mean, like,
all right, man.
Whatever.
Yeah,
we can end it. Yeah, no, but I just like I'm pretty solid on these ideas. It's not. I'm not trying to be like crazy, and like I might be wrong. I think that there's like people are kind of like easily impressionable, and I'm not. I'm exactly the opposite. Maybe I'm so not easily impressionable that like I'm kind of stupid sometimes, that's 100% the case. Like I could have made a lot of money if I, converted over to Bitcoin. I didn't, do that. You know what I mean? But like at the same time, maybe I'll, whatever. I don't know. No one knows the answer to these things, and like we're all just speculating. But like we're all speculating it's going to go up over time, and like we don't need Bitcoin to do that. We don't need Bitcoin to go up over time. We just need it to have value. There just has to be value there, and then the amount of value doesn't really matter per how many coins it is. It just needs to be able to transfer that value from point A to point B.
I agree.
So buying into that, though,
ideally you don't want to.
Buying into that, though, and telling other people to buy into it, that is the scam to me. Like, I don't need...
Roger Ver is the one telling people to buy things.
Whatever, I'm just saying, though, like, no one needs the Bitcoin.
It's not Bitcoin Core telling people to buy things.
But you think it's good to buy Bitcoin after a certain point. Maybe not right this second, maybe not in this climate.
If you asked me my opinion about Bitcoin and as a common person, I would say I think everybody that has money to invest speculatively, whether it be in stocks or whatever, should allocate some portion to cryptocurrency. And if you're going to be totally ignorant about it and not learn about it, you may as well go with the one that's the most
cryptocurrency or Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Like, are you like?
I would say start with Bitcoin because it is the safest at the moment.
But most people, let's be realistic though, most people don't start with Bitcoin. They start with something else at this point.
Well, it depends on how they enter. What I'm saying is, I'm giving you an example of.
I'm just
telling people to buy it. I'm saying, if somebody were actually talking to me about whether to buy it, what I would tell them. What I would tell them is,
if you support Bitcoin, you buy Bitcoin.
Invest more money than you can afford to lose, whether it's in stocks or anything.
Okay, but
right? Then I would not allocate everything that I invest into Bitcoin.
Okay.
Because you want to have some diversification.
But you're still saying that it's not just a form of transfer; it's going to go up in value over time.
I do think it will go up in value over
time. Okay, and that's fine. But you would advise that like part of the reason why you think it's going to go up in value over time is because you think other people are going to support that idea.
No, not just that it will be that other people support the idea of I don't know which idea you mean.
I
but
think
it's
if you
it's
restrict
multiple reasons.
If you restrict the supply, it's going to be more difficult for someone to transfer value that they need now from point A to point B.
But that doesn't mean that it
So the
needs
price will go up.
Bitcoin has a lot of values.
But the buyers and sellers aren't really worried about that.
Mostly people want to use it as a store of value, or they want to use it for its privacy aspects, or they want to use it because of its programmable money aspects, being able to do things on the internet they couldn't do before. It just has inherent properties that we haven't been able to use before. Like, for example, that you can't, that it's one way, a transaction. You can't like do a chargeback or undo a transaction, right? Once it's confirmed, you can't undo it. This is a new property of money on the internet. In the past, you know, a merchant never really knew whether that charge was going to be revoked until after like 30, 90 days or whatever, right?
Yeah. But so there was also the...
So it allows new ways of doing business that weren't allowed.
That's not a new way of doing business, saying, hey, if you give me all your money, there's no way you're ever going to get it back.
No, it is. It's being able to do cash business online.
It's one way. It's like there's no intermediary, like there's no third man, there's no middleman. I get it. But like there's also
you can't take the money back.
But there's also like a lot of things that are wrong with that, and that's why you have shit like smart contracts.
Well, it's a pros and cons. There is an advantage to being able to take the money back because, for example, like if your credit card gets stolen, you can recover the money.
Yeah.
You can recover the debt.
Yeah.
But if your Bitcoin gets stolen, you're fucked. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a con in that sense.
Yeah.
But it's a pro if you look at it from the sense of
but when you say like it's this new feature,
when I get a deposit in Bitcoin, I know I have that money. I know it's not going to be taken. I know now it knows I can render other services or products immediately.
Also, though, if you have your money right, if I know your address and I'm a terrorist and I send money to your account and you didn't realize, and then you put money in Coinbase or whatever, and now you can't access any of your money anymore, or even retrospectively. So, like, say for example, I sent you money.
Coinbase eventually, you know, kick off anyone that sends them bitcoins that they don't like.
I'm just saying that there's benefits and there's also not benefits. I don't necessarily know if that's a great like an overwhelming feature.
The point is it does provide new utility. It provides new features.
It's a different utility, yeah, for sure.
And so, since it has utility, it has value, and it's just a question of how much value that is in the world market. Currently, I think it's undervalued. I mean, you can look at.
I think it's undervalued as long as you restrict it.
Isn't like the whole cryptocurrency market like double what Bitcoin is?
Yeah, but like we're talking again, we're just talking about people speculating. Like, who the fuck is using cryptocurrency for anything? You're just speculating that it's eventually going to be worth more money. Like, we're not talking about anything that's happening with this money. Like, there's no actual like. What's wrong with it? It's what I keep saying.
What's wrong with buying gold?
It doesn't fucking do anything. I'm not telling you to go buy gold.
Gold is ridiculous, that's not, right? Especially if you compare it to Bitcoin.
I don't know if either of them are more ridiculous or not. Honestly, I can't even tell you, to be honest. I don't know if the actual properties of gold are intrinsically beneficial to its value. I don't know.
In my opinion, gold is very.
I don't know. I'm not talking about gold.
Agreed to put value in it. Like they said, they agreed to value gold at more than its just utility as a metal. They started putting extra value on it because of its rarity, and they just decided it was like another form of like store of value, and they just attributed a whole bunch of extra cash value to it.
Well, I mean, it was also the fact that it looks kind of pretty and it was kind of cool, and it's like rare and unique. Whereas that's kind of the same thing with Bitcoin. It's like, oh, it's kind of pretty and it's different. Let's buy it.
Yeah, I mean, few of the people that own gold in their hand anyway, or even see it.
God damn it.
All right, man, let's sign off. Let's end this.
All right, guys. Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Bit by Bit podcast experience.
If you guys have feedback, please use the comments. You can find us both on Twitter, Bitcoin Orlog, and Uncle Muscles. If you have ideas about games you want to see us play, or if you have guest ideas or topic ideas, please share them. Yeah,
if you're a really influential person in Bitcoin and you have a gaming addiction and you'd like to share your experiences with us, we definitely appreciate it because that's the type of people we need. So that'd be fun.
All right, bye, guys.
See you guys. Have a good one. I gotta turn this off now.